Lost in the sauce. Clean it up. Mine's cloudy right now.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Hey, we're about to start up. You need something to come down?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm downstairs.
Okay. Front?
The front is open.
Yeah, front side.
So front is open.
The front, but you need something to come down, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Want me to go?
All right, show them.
Sure.
What kind of that? You know, or yeah, I can go. Oh, okay.
Lift up the pop soup.
Oh,
Yeah. Other than that, we can go.
oh, I started right already.
Okay, come.
Kind of bring gloves if you have to. I don't know. It's probably hot. Yeah, right there.
Okay, I'm live on mine. You live on yours?
Live on my. Yeah.
I'm live?
Yeah.
All right, John, go ahead, Shimon.
Fine. All right. I want to start off by giving all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the brothers that teaching this truth and sincerity. Shalom to the hopeful elect. 1/3, sincere listeners. All right, this is Gms Toronto back again, prophesying the downfall of this wicked kingdom. Okay, known as Babylon the Great, America. Okay, now in the Bible, it's not named America. Okay, but through prophecy, through our teachers, okay, giving us the breakdowns, we're able to identify the time that we're in right now, man, and which kingdom is in rulership. Okay, and then spearheading America right now, you have the dynamic duo Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Okay, Donald Trump, he could be very well the last president, man, to usher in the NWO, the intelligent age.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they want to call it, right?
Yeah.
Alongside Elon Musk with all his technology and his miracles, right? And you people don't even have a clue, man, because this is all leading back to Revelation 13, going into the MOTB, man.
Yeah.
Okay, a digital snare unto you people, a digital trap, right?
We can open up that.
Yeah, let's do it. Revelation 13 and 15.
I'll pull it up. Yeah, I'll pull it up.
Fine.
Okay, so Revelation, slide there.
This is what it's all coming down to, man. A lot of you jakes, man. You jakes right now, you're in the mindset of being the toad in the boiling water, man. All right? You're just letting it cook, cook you in, and you don't even know it, man. Until you're going to be boiled out and burnt out, right? By the missiles, right?
Like that thing's freezing.
I got it.
God.
Yeah, this is Revelation 13 and 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
Right. That image, we know that image is the world order. So he caused everybody to worship the image. And there's a saying, cause and effect. So how is this devil going to cause the world to worship this image, which really is a technological Babylon? They're doing the exact same. These spirits, these people that you see, these technocrats that are pushing AI, GI, all these different technological advances are the same spirits that were trying to build a tower, or that were building the Tower of Babel, right? And being adverse to the Most High. Okay, so they're here back again doing the same thing, and he's going to cause that through his blessings, right? Which is what this devil's blessing is: the sword and his mouth, right? News is propaganda. If you really want to know what's going on, you got to read both sides and then draw a conclusion in the middle, right? And news right now is not even informative. Wow. It's really the truth that's only informative. So he's going to use the narrative, right, of boogeyman, false flags, black swan events, everything under the sun. Because they pivot ideas. If something doesn't work, they use another plan. Like you don't hear about seaweed anymore. You don't hear about variants anymore. You don't even hear about the bird piss anymore.
Yeah.
You know, because this guy's pivoting. Right? So he's using that's his tongue, and then you got the sword. This guy's in the college through the sword, military, death, bio engineering, bio warfare, everything under the sun. And they even got this thing right now where people are bringing up testimonies because they're getting so-called cleared by Elon Musk. I think Neuralink.
Neuralink, yeah.
Yeah, because they're I can't say the word, but they're seeds. What are they called?
NFC,
Huh?
NFC.
No. It's like a disease. It's a tumor. You know what tumors are?
Yeah,
I can't say the word because
The C word.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a tumor because medical
big C, yeah.
information.
Oh.
You know, a tumor. These people are getting their tumors reducted,
Mhm.
and they're saying, "Wow." So that's a cause and effect. The effect is them being like, you know what? I have a kid who can't walk. Let me try this. This is my last hope. It doesn't work. So he's gonna cause the whole world to do that. So then when you know that, you gotta think, how diabolical are these events gonna be? Where the whole world's gonna be begging for this MARK.
And pretty much to add on to what you're saying, right? The way the devil's positioned himself, he's positioned himself as the angel of light, right? So he's doing everything Yahweh Shai was doing when he was on the scene, but just on the left-hand side, right? So people are gonna see, because these people are so carnal, they can only see what they see. You know what I mean? They're not spiritual. So to them, you hear about Yahweh Shai, that was 2,000 years ago. Who really knows he even existed? You know? But if they see Elon Musk now coming through, you know, with their eye, they can really see, he has the Tesla robot, right? So they'll believe in this thing, man, and really think that, you know, these guys have the truth for real.
Yep.
Right? That was it on that. Just let me get this. Psalms 58:1. Do ye indeed speak righteousness, O congregation? Do ye judge uprightly, O sons of men? Yeah, in heart ye work wickedness. Ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. Right? Don't they plan on pretty much getting the population down to 500 million?
Yep.
On the Georgia Guidestones? Right? So how do you think they're going to be able to do that? All you people thinking that this RFID thing is going to be a good thing for you. All they got to do is just put the kill switch in, and then you're out of there. Right?
Yeah, Suicide Squad.
Yeah. It says the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear. You know, and another thing about these devils, man, when you turn on the TV, they speak so well of the economy. They talk so well about this place, like everything is good, but it's really not. And when you hear these things, like, yo, you're the devil. Why are you acting like everything is good? You know, it's vexing. It hurts.
It's like, if I may say, in that movie, in the TV show, The Squid, they show you how he removed the here. So he's just showing in movies, TV shows, what he's going to do. Right? He's preparing you.
That's right.
It
says, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison. It's like the poison of serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth their ear, which will not hearken to the voice of charming, never so wisely. Break their teeth, O Yahweh, in their mouth. Break out the great teeth of the young lions, O Lord Yahweh, and break down their power structure, man. Break down their military, break down their media. All right, because these are all ways that this devil's waging war on the Israelites, man. You know?
Yeah, that's how they put the squeeze on you.
Yeah.
That's what you do with teeth. Keep teeth. You use teeth to put squeeze in the fair part of your brain.
That's right. Because he controls the narrative, right? So this devil, he's in charge of all the mainstream media. So technically, in a carnal sense, we're obviously the Israelites are going to win through Yahweh Shai, but to the world, it looks like we're losing, man.
Yeah.
And this devil, he has the means to to demonize us, right? Control all the airways, whatever, put whatever misinformation out there, right? So we're asking the Lord to break this devil's structure, man. You know?
And when you go into entertainment, you brought up media, it goes into being like pulled apart, torn apart, being taken here. That's what Esau does. He takes you left and he takes you right. The whole left-right paradigm.
The healing.
The Hegelian, exactly. Hegelian dialectic. That's what politics is, and that's what news is. And that's why the scriptures say wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of that time. It's not being taken left or right. Because the real narrative is the scriptures.
No longer tossed to and fro.
Exactly. Yep.
Can I get a precept?
Uh,
Yeah, you mentioned that, saying to the world, the Israelites look weak.
Right.
But there's a reason for that, right? And when you go into Romans 9 and 17, it says, for the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might shew my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. So the reason why these people are looking down upon us right now, is because the Most High is actually putting the modern day Pharaoh, which is these Babylonians, these Edomites in America, that he's raising them up on high, because he wants to take them down so the entire world can see, so that his name can be magnified again in the world, in the earth, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because if you use the likes of Mike Tyson and these gods, on the world, on the earth right now, to bring out his word, it wouldn't really magnify his power to people, because these guys are already considered powerful people.
Yes.
Right. So the Lord, he uses people who are not considered, people who look upon weak, people who are, downtrodden, like David. When you go into that scenario with Goliath, that man had ultimate courage, and to go like the Goliath didn't look like, he was terrifying. I think his brother had 6 toes or something like that.
Yeah.
And he went to him and said, in the name of the Lord, I'll take you out. I took a rock and slinged it through his head. While all the other Israelites there of that army were too afraid to fight him. And he was walking up and down time. Even Saul was too afraid to fight him. Saul was bigger than most guys.
Yeah, he's the tallest shoulder of Israel.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah.
King
If I may add, King David said, in the name of the Lord, I'll remove your head
That's
from
right.
your body.
That's right. Yeah. So he was like,
Yeah.
he's like, who the hell is this animal to talk shit about the Lord and his people? And that's what you call indignation, righteous anger. Just like when Phineas stabbed that spirit through that Israelite that was sleeping with a woman, committing sexual acts toward that god.
Not cheating.
Balaam. Was it Balaam? Yeah, the Moabite guy. So anyways, yeah, man, the Most High is always going to use the people who are not looked upon or looked at to basically serve his work, to glorify his name.
Sure. Good. Okay. 1 Corinthians 1, verse 26. And it says, for ye see your calling, brethren, how not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called. But the Most High Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, hath chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. And the Most High hath chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty, and the base things of the world, and the things which are despised hath the Most High chosen. Yea, the things which are not, to bring to naught which things that are. It's just going into the point about, the Lord essentially chooses the lowly, doesn't deal with, the people who have a lot of fame and notoriety and the power in this world, so to speak, who have a lot of these different platforms. A lot of our people have these different platforms. Like, for example, like Kanye has a platform and people found out about them maybe knowing that they were an Israelite, or even Kendrick Lamar, but they don't have a full understanding of who they really were as a whole. They don't have the full, essentially the breadth, right? They might have had a couple sinews here and there, right? And then that's just the way the Lord chooses. The Lord doesn't choose, things that, because we look insignificant. Like, look at the clothes that we wear, and they pass us on the street, they mock, they scoff, they laugh, right? They don't consider these things, especially our people, right? And the scriptures say that how long ye simple ones would ye love simplicity, right? And wisdom crieth out, and she uttereth the voice in the chief place of concourse. They're not thinking, our people especially don't think and consider that, these people have some type of truth. Let me step back and listen to them. No, these guys are just a bunch of bums,
Yeah, they don't want to.
right?
They don't want to listen.
Right.
That's really what it is.
And on top of it, they're looking at, oh, where's your followers? Shouldn't you guys have like people just, a concert here, basically?
Mhm.
You're like, oh, there's nobody here. I'm the only one here. Like, what's going on?
All they know is entertainment.
Yeah.
Entertainment is not entertainment. It's not a crowd.
Mhm.
And that's all they know. Entertainment.
That's pretty much the point.
I got something, listen to that. Okay, so 2 Thessalonians 2:1 in NLT, it says, now, dear brothers and sisters, let us clarify some things about the coming of our Lord Yahushua and how he will be gathered to meet him, how we will be gathered to meet him. Don't be so easily shaken or alarmed by those who say that the day of the Lord has already begun. Don't believe them, even if they claim to have had a spiritual vision or revelation or a letter supposedly from us. Don't be fooled by what they say, for that day will not come until there is a great rebellion against Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and the man of lawlessness is revealed, the one who brings destruction. He will exalt himself and defy everything that people call God and every object of worship. He will even sit in the temple of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, claiming that he himself is a God. And I brought that up because you were talking about Elon, that people were getting cured by the tumors and stuff like that, right? So they're kind of looking at him like, these guys are gods, right? We can do anything. So that's kind of like gonna project them or like cattle them into taking the MOTV, right?
That's right. That's right.
Well, he is, in a way. Right?
Yeah.
Small G.
Yeah.
All the technology that they have, the white man is a god,
Mhm.
right? Because our people should be coming to us for healing, right? Because that's what we do. We're healers with the word. But Elon Musk and these different guys, they're giving these people sight. They're making them walk, right? So that's a healing process. So they are gods.
Yeah.
But the way that they're looking at it is like they have the ultimate decisions to create life and to take life, right? Somebody get Isaiah 14:14 to back the brother up. Keep going.
Okay.
Keep reading.
Verse 5, it says, don't you remember that I told you about all this when I was with you? And you know what is holding him back, for he can be revealed only.
And we're not waiting for one entity, right? Somebody get that scripture on the Antichrist. We're not waiting for one entity. We're waiting for the Antichrist has been in this world for many, many years and centuries. Right?
He came before Adam.
It can.
He was born for Adam.
Can.
Where we are, Isaiah 14:14.
Yeah, bring it up.
Isaiah 14:14. I will ascend above the highs of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
And they did that, right? That's what they're doing. With the Most High blessed them with something called technology, man. And these Edomites wield that technology wonderfully, man. Right, like in that Shalom. Yeah, but she not sure about Shalom. Like that new movie,
Syria?
Elysium is a good one, but no, this is a new one that just dropped. It's the second one where these guys go and steal a whole bunch of shit. Den of Thieves. They had a technology where they can cloak themselves. Esau had that technology from time, where they can hide behind something you don't even notice that they're there. Right? They have technology where they can put thoughts into your head.
Yeah,
that's right. Go ahead.
Verse 6, it said, and you know what is holding him back, for he can be revealed only when his time comes. For this lawlessness.
Yeah, because the power of revealing him was going to come through the prophets, right? And it's going to come through himself as well, his own people, right? If Satan be divided against Satan, but really and truly the task of lifting up the skirt of Esau was given unto the prophets, right? Nobody was talking about Esau before. The only thing that you had was the Rastafarians say, burn down Babylon, but we never knew what Babylon was. Because a part of their organizations, they had Edomites, they had Moabites, so we didn't know who was Babylon. Anything that had to do with white people, Babylon. Anything that had to do with the Vatican Church, that was Babylon. We're just saying, yeah, burn Babylon. We didn't know what that meant until we got the scriptures, and now we're lifting up the face of this devil, meaning what he does, his power. Right, because his power goes to his what the brothers were mentioning, his teeth
Mhm.
His teeth is the military. His teeth is the financial sector and the spiritual sector. Those are the only 3 city-states in the whole world. You have one in Washington, you have one in London, and you have one in Rome,
Yeah.
Tawana. Right? That's how they rule this world. Do you need to rule this world with finance? Right? That's why we're talking about the MOTD. You need to rule this world with spirituality. That's the Vatican.
Yeah.
But we know what they worship. The brothers bring it out all the time. And then the military. And the military don't play, man.
That's
They don't play. Serious people, man.
Verse 7, for this lawlessness is already at work secretly, and it will remain secret until the
What is the lawlessness? Anything that has to do, that goes against the scriptures.
Exactly.
That's it,
Exactly.
right? It's not some new knowledge. It's whatever goes against the Bible. That's it. What's lawlessness? Just go against the Bible.
That's it.
That's it.
and it will remain secret until the one is holding it back steps out of the way. Then the man of lawlessness will be revealed, but the Lord Yahushua will kill him with the breath of his mouth and destroy him.
Hey, because what did the scripture say? It says, don't be marveled if
So you can
transform into an angel of light.
Right.
See, so we're living in that time. You can't even talk about this man. When we first came on the highways and byways, obviously starting with the elder apostles, to even mention anything negative about white people, that would start the fight. And who would come and try to fight us was black people, quote unquote. They would be the most angry. White people would be like, yo, this is true. They'll walk past, they'll see the devil on the ground and be like, yeah, that's not Jesus. White people come and be like, you can't have this here. Why is this here? And we'll tell them, yo, step on it. Are you crazy? I will never step on that image. Right? Because that's an angel of light, man.
It says, the Lord Yahushua will kill him with the breath of his mouth and destroy him by the splendor of his coming.
Which is what we do. Right? That's why brothers have such a hard time pushing videos, because what you're pushing is called truth. People don't like truth. The scripture says that it's like a sword, right? When you're wielding this truth, you're cutting people. You're cutting their beliefs. You're cutting what their grandma told them, their mother told them, what their pastor told them. They don't like truth. So that thing that we're bringing truth, man. And that's one of the most dangerous things you can bring to the society that you just read about. And that society that you're reading about is a society built upon lies. So if a society is built upon lies, then that means the opposition to the lies is truth.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Exactly.
Verse 9, it says, this man will come to do the work of Satan with counterfeit power and signs and miracles. That's not even Satan. And then verse 10, he will use every kind of evil deception to fool those
Going back to Revelation, right? When they were released out of the bondage that they were in, meaning that they were in a lower servitude position when they were in Europe, right? Where the Israelites put them away for about 1,000 years. These people didn't even have a fucking language. These are the people that you put up saying that's the son of the Most High. How could that be the son of the Most High when he was in the caves?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. You put up an image of this devil being the son of the Most High. He's the saints. He's the holy people. But during that time, with all those images, he was in the caves, not even speaking a language. But he wrote the book, though. He wrote the book, but he couldn't speak English, or he couldn't even speak a written language. That's how bugged out the demonic possession of this spell that's on our people. Our people are under a spell, man. To think that Esau is some great individual.
Yep. That's right.
So like, is any brother parked in the parking spots down there because somebody wants to? Tamayim just called me.
Yeah.
He said that there's a lady threatening to tow everybody's car. So he just wants to double check to make sure.
Oh, no brothers here.
Yeah.
I
Well,
parked
if it
on
is,
the
you have to be
other side.
careful.
I parked on the other side.
Okay.
Other side that the other building is.
Oh, then you're beautiful. You're good.
Yes.
All right. So your brothers are good. So like, yeah, they need to.
No.
So he will use every kind of evil deception to fool those on their way to destruction.
Which is what we're waiting for too. We're waiting for another deception, which is known as Project Bluebeam, right? If it does or not, we don't care. But we are looking out for everything that's a deception in the world, man. That's why brothers are on top of everything that comes out of the news. A plane crashes, we're like,
Yep.
I wonder. No matter what happens, we're like, what's going on with that?
That's right.
We're suspicious of everything.
That's right. Why was it runway 33?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean?
And I was gonna show you an image of the guy that's going to the Super Bowl, the top running back,
Yeah.
whatever his name is in Philly, because
Oh, okay.
the latest plane crash that just happened in
Right,
Philly,
right.
and they usually do that during times of sacrifice,
Right.
right? Like they did that for the majority of guys that go on to win major this or major that, right? Because the first thing that kicked off the year was what happened in New Orleans. New Orleans is hosting all these games. All these games is happening in New Orleans, right? That's how you get blessed, right? That's how they get blessings.
Yeah.
Like right now is the time of sacrifice because you want the gods to bless you.
That's right.
And there's nothing greater than a blood sacrifice. So
Right.
look out for Philadelphia Eagles to win. Because the first one that happened was in Washington.
Right.
So who knows?
Said because they refuse to love and accept the truth that would save them.
Yeah. And that love goes into labor. I was telling him, on the way down here, love is actually a labor. It's a labor. It's a work. You have to serve, you have to do things. You can't say you love someone and you're lazy.
It's an action word.
Yeah, exactly. It's a labor. You have to be doing work. You have to be progressively going somewhere. So it can't just be stagnant. It has to be a direction. It can't be confusion. There's a labor, so that means there's an order to it too. So they refuse the labor that comes with your sins being exposed. If your sins are not exposed, then you don't have to work to try to be right. You don't have to take the low when someone's arguing with you. You don't have to humble yourself. Those are labors that you have to do because the flesh doesn't want to do it. That's the labor. They don't want to do that. So that's why they hate the truth. Because it's hard. And in terms of application. But if you have faith and the understanding of it is simple, you're good. You could be efficient.
Just two more. It says, verse 11, so Yahweh Shai will cause them to be greatly deceived, and they will believe these lies. Then they will be condemned for enjoying evil rather than believing the truth.
Exactly.
That agrees up to you. Since you mentioned the 3 states.
Oh yeah, Con.
This is Revelation 16 and 13 from the NLT. It says,
And every one of those states or the city states, they have obelisks. It's just to let you know what they worship, man.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
and I saw 3 evil spirits that looked like frogs leap from the mouths of the dragon, the beast, and the false prophet. Verse 14, they are demonic spirits who work miracles and go out to all the rulers of the world to gather them for battle against the Lord.
And if you know anything, if you're just dealing with the Vatican alone can hold the power structure of the world through the Jesuits. If you know who the Jesuits are, man, you would wonder what we're doing, even preaching what we're preaching. We should be fearful of the Jesuits, but because we're backed by Yahweh Hashem Shai, we're gonna do what we do. But the Jesuits are nobody to play with. They'll take out militaries.
Yeah.
That's how serious the Jesuits are, man. They're straight up killers, man.
Yeah, the word Vatican allegedly means a soothsayer or soothsaying serpent.
Yeah,
something like
yeah, kind of.
So it says, verse 14, they are demonic spirits who work miracles and go out to all the rulers of the world to gather them for battle against the Lord on that great judgment day of the Most High Power Almighty. It says, look, and this is how it says, verse 15, look, I will come as unexpectedly as a thief. Blessed are all who are watching for me, who keep their clothing ready so they will not have to walk around naked and ashamed.
Right.
And the demonic spirits gathered all the rulers and their armies to a place with the Hebrew name Armageddon.
Wow.
Or Armageddon.
Come. That's exactly. The only way you can watch for your Shai is by getting the prophecy.
For a scripture. And just to back up the brothers as going into basically saying how this kingdom, this man, he operates through through wickedness, performing enchantments, doing like sacrifices that he does. This goes back to the man Cain, because Cain ultimately when he was the sin, when he was offering sacrifice to the Heavenly Father, he didn't do it the right way. So therefore, the Most High did not accept his sacrifice. So the same thing with this man, Esau Edom. This book of Genesis 4, verse 7, and it says, 7 verse 5, it says, but unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect, and Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell.
So Cain wasn't getting blessed. Respect means to look back. So Cain offered his offering, and then Abel's getting blessed, so he's not getting blessed. Like, what the hell?
Sorry.
So then that's how, he probably went to inquire a prophet or a priest at the time, or his father, Adam, and the verdict was the Most High rejected your offering.
Yep.
Because you're being disobedient.
Since verse 6, and the Lord Yahweh said unto Cain, why art thou wroth? And why is thy countenance fallen? If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted? And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door, and unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. So that's why this man is able to rule over the world through wickedness, through sin, and his sin and witchcraft, to be able to, to cast out spells on the people, to way that he hasn't do his bidding, right? And left hand side. There is it.
Have a precept. Psalms 144 verse 7 reads, send thine hand from above, rid me and deliver me out of great waters, from the hand of strange children. Right? And we know, scriptures say the enemy shall come in like a flood. Right? So it's the name of Yahweh Shai alone that's gonna be the hedge of protection in that day.
Right.
Whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is a right hand of falsehood. Right? They speak empty things, these wicked Edomites. And his right hand meaning his strength. It's falsehood, deception, the wiles of the devil. His sorcery, his enchantments. The whole planet, the whole world is under a heavy spell, man. 2/3 of our people, they're walking zombies. They're dumb. They're dead.
Yeah.
The heathen nations forget about it. We don't care about them, right? But 2/3 of our people, they co-signed with the beast. They've subscribed. They've liked. They followed.
Yeah. And you said dead. And when you go into that word dead in the Greek, or born, it says natos, Paul Bar brought it up, natos. And it basically, brother probably get it, but I'll get it later. But it goes into your heritage. Like, if you don't know, when you're born into your heritage, right? So when you're born into your heritage. If you deny your heritage, what does that mean? That's why you're like being dead. Okay, you can't deny what you were born into. That's why, like Jake doesn't understand this is a heritage, and even if they know it's a heritage, they play around with it like it's not. You know what I mean? You can't just say I left GMS, so now I'm calling this is like your identity. You can't just do that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? It's not like that.
Yeah, it's your bloodline.
Yep.
Yeah, deeper than just a count, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's not even about the count,
Exactly.
It's actually who you are,
Exactly.
Jake just wanna just be Babylonian, right?
That's right.
I think a lot of our people confuse bloodline with nationality. So they think that because they're the physical landmass that they're born under, they think that's their nationality. But bloodline supersedes that, right? Paul says, he described himself as a Roman, but he also said, I'm an Israelite, I'm a Benjamin, right? I know people don't see that because they're like you were saying.
Or you mean citizenship?
Citizenship, citizenship, citizenship and bloodline. But our people confuse the two and thinking that they're synonymous, but they're not, right? And Paul said, I'm an Israelite from the tribe of Benjamin, right? So what you are is you go back to your father's, of your father's bloodline, right?
I have another one here. Isaiah 25:7. And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations. And that begins with this truth. Right? The truth is poked holes in Esau's pseudoscience, his philosophy, his sorcery. The elect hopefully, like Lord willing, with that number have come back into their heritage.
Yep.
No, meanwhile, Jake's out here, I rep, C block. I ban these colors, right? They're lost, they're done, they're gone.
That's right.
I have a precept. Okay. This is Jeremiah 17:5 in the NLT. This is what the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai says. Cursed are those who put their trust in mere humans, who rely on human strength and turn their hearts away from the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai.
All right, two-thirds of the people, they're already showing signs of glorifying Elon, man.
Yeah.
All this is a breakthrough in science. My grandmother could walk again. I no longer need dialysis, right? They're gonna believe in this thing.
Yeah, because it works.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like left-hand side power, it's not like it's not a hoax.
No.
It's rebellion, but it's not a hoax. It works, and the problem with our people, they don't understand that like all the people you see around you that will say, because they don't know Israel, will just say what you think Israelite looks like. You're not meant to be with them or partake in their festivities. Just because things like, for instance, Christians will say, I've called on Jesus Christ my whole life and I've had miracles happen. So what? Don't you know there's a left-hand side?
That's right.
Who gives a shit if the miracle worked? Where do you think it's coming? How do you know where it's coming from? If these Christians read, if our people actually read, you know that Moses was dealing with Egyptians that had their own magi's, and the shit worked. They were doing the same miracle, but the thing is that because the right hand is more powerful than the left hand, Moses' serpent ate theirs. They had two of them.
Right.
So our people don't understand, like, just because it worked doesn't mean it's right. You know what I mean?
And guess what? All to add on to that, Christians in this time, they're supposed to be winning in a sense. You know what I mean? These other false religions are supposed to look like they got it going on. You know what I mean? The Lord set that up as a snare. So if the Lord bless you as a quote unquote Christian, then like you said, supposed to get blessed.
Yeah,
Like look at these entertainers and shit like
That's
that.
right.
Look all the wickedness they do. They're getting quote unquote blessed.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, televangelist, what was his name? TV Snakes, right? He already living it up, but now he's on his way out, right? Because look what happened to Eddie Long, right? He got AIDS and he died. So that's judgment from the Heavenly Father. Right? But he was a quote unquote a Christian.
That's right.
Right?
They are like stunned shrubs in the desert with no hope for the future. They will live in the barren wilderness in an uninhabited, salty land. But blessed are those who trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. They have made the Lord their hope and confidence. They are like trees planted along a riverbank with roots that reach deep into the water. Such trees are not bothered by the heat or worried by long months of drought. Their leaves stay green and they never stop producing fruit. The human heart is the most deceitful of all things and desperately wicked. Who really knows how bad it is?
That hard to talk about is talking about mind. Because people have evil thoughts, right? Look at what Cain did to his brother. He killed his brother.
Yep.
Right? Because he did something more acceptable than going off of his own vain opinion. Because Esau had his own vain opinion. Oh, let me do this before the Most High. Even though I know he's not going to accept it. In the law, it's already been oral. Like this is the routine, chain of command. Sacrifice a unblemished, lamb or of that or a bullock. But he went about his own way and let me sacrifice some fruits, right? And that's not acceptable.
Right. And you know why he was doing that too? Because Cain was focusing on Abel. He was focusing on Abel and he was competing with Abel instead of just dealing with him and the Most High. Yeah. So if Abel's going to do this, I'm doing the opposite. That's effort. Because he's the oldest, Cain's the oldest. So you gotta think, it doesn't tell you how long or how old Cain was before Abel was born. Years could have went by where Cain was getting all the attention. He's that child. He's the firstborn. You know how the heritage goes with the firstborn. And then Abel's coming as the secondborn, and he's out doing the firstborn. You know, so now you're starting to focus on Abel instead of focusing on the Most High. And a lot of our people are like that. You look at the prophets as just men, and you don't know that they're vessels, they're conduits for a higher power. You can't look at it personally. You can't look at this thing carnally. You have to be a spiritual minded man for the Lord to be dealing with you. That's why Cain was rejected.
Just want to just expound on verse 6, but keep it up here, it says you shall inhabit the salty land. You know, just look at like how Sodom and Gomorrah is uninhabited to this day. Like it's now considered an actual salt pit. You know, so that's what this place has in store. Like this place is just going to be a wasteland after the destruction.
Yeah, the new Dead Sea,
Yeah.
part of it. And then for certain hospitable animals that are like volatile, right? So yeah.
Yeah, so basically it's gonna be barren, uninhabitable, and that's due to it now having a salty nature. You know, and that shows that the Lord is very angry, you know, the Lord is very salty, you know, if you really understand.
Yeah.
Bring that up.
And just to finish it off. But I, the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, search all hearts and examine secret motives. I give all people their due rewards according to what their actions deserve. That just goes back like when we're talking about action. Like if you're really about this truth and you're really about serving Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, it has to be done through action. You know, not just through mouth or thought. Yeah. Or what you think. Like it has to be according to the word, and you have to show. You have to show the Lord that where.
Yeah, because it says if you love me, feed my flocks. That's action, man.
Yeah.
You gotta take action to do that.
That's right. And how can power be displayed if you're just not doing it? Power needs to be displayed so people can understand. Okay, like they can be put in fear, really, because then that's where the respect and the obedience comes out of. Like when Korah and those guys were stirring up a rebellion to Moses because they felt like Moses chose Aaron. Again, focusing on the man instead of the Most High. Aaron was being chosen by the Most High, but they were stirring up like, yo, you're not only an Israelite, we're Levites too. Most High caused a whole like seeing that is devastating. If you know that's a devastating thing, but the Most High does that so people can be around, be feared. That power the Most High displays is so that people can be afraid.
It was the earth, it cracked open.
Right.
It wasn't even a sinkhole, so the
Okay.
earth it cracked open.
Right.
We just fell into the
abyss.
Shawwal.
Okay. Yeah.
That's scary, man. You don't know how far you're falling, you're just
Terrifying, man.
into darkness. That's terrifying.
Yeah. You don't know where you're gonna land, what you're gonna land on. You
hear people screaming.
You're out. You know what I mean? You just land on whatever.
The impact.
Yeah, like this.
Yeah, the impact is pretty brutal because you can die from the impact, even like from like people with bombs, like when it drops. Some people might not get hit by the bomb, but because the impact was so strong, your lungs could actually explode.
That's right.
That's right. It says it's King of Terrors here.
Precept. This is James chapter 2, verse 14, probably be made in verse 17 and 18. So it says here, what doth it profit, my brethren, though a man say he hath faith and have not works? Can faith save him? That's a good question. These are all questions, and that's what people don't do. They don't ask questions about things that are spiritual. They'll just go into something and not question it and not think about anything. And that's these modern day Christians. They talk first before they actually think and do what they're supposed to do. Right. So this is verse 17, and it says, even so faith, if it hath not works, is dead, being alone. Yea, a man may say, thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works. Right. So that's why it says in Isaiah 8:20, they don't speak according to the law and to the testimony. You know, so you have to speak those things, and you have to actually do them, right? Because that's what it comes with the testimony. You're actually going back into the word and looking at the actions of others and what's going to play out into the future, right? So yeah, you got to have faith and you have to have works. It's very important.
Right.
And to testify, you actually have to have something to say. Right? You have to actually have a testimony. And when you get called up to testify, you're testifying because you actually have information that's going to be pertinent to the case. A lot of people are just talking.
Right. Yep.
Talking with no knowledge.
Precept. Romans 6:16, NLT. Don't you realize that you become the slave of whatever you choose to obey? You can be a slave to sin, which
Hey,
is
that's why in this truth you have to be good at something, right? You have to know what you're good at,
Exactly.
right? So where
Exactly.
we can call you up and be like, okay, well, you're an expert at this, right? In
Yeah.
court cases, you have expert witnesses that are known for this, known for that. What are you brothers known for, right? You can't just be known for being a parrot. Can't just be known for that's right. No, you have to be known for something, known for knowledge, man. Oh, let me call up that brother. That brother's good at that, man.
Right.
Go ahead.
it says you can be a slave to sin, which leads to death, or you can choose to obey Yahweh Shem Shai, which leads to righteous living. And also to bring that point, because you mentioned about, I guess these Edomites, these people, the rulers that they have, they're also gods too, with their healing people, the chip, and all that type of stuff. But I think someone might have mentioned it, but it leads to death at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Always gonna lead to death. It might feel good right now,
Sure.
Yeah.
but eventually it's gonna kill you.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
So that's the trap.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's because the fear of the Lord is not in that knowledge.
That's right. Hey, just like they were able to create food.
Yeah.
They're able to create food, which is amazing. But guess what? Food's killing us.
Yeah.
Right. Because it's adverse to the way the Most High said it.
Exactly.
So the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom.
Which lets us know that you're not really the God. You are a God, small g, but you're not a God.
That's right. That's right.
So jump and skip to the point, and then it says, okay. Okay, verse 20, when you were slaves to sin, you were free from the obligation to do right. And what was the result?
Hey, and that's a demon, eh? When you're a slave to sin, you have a demon on you, like a junkie, right?
Yeah.
A junkie has a demon on him. He's a slave to sin.
Hmm.
He can't get that. They said he can't get the monkey off his back, right? And it goes for many things. He could be a slave to sex. What do they call those people? Nymphos, all types of shit. There's different names, right?
And Benjamin says, white liver.
White liver. You could be an alcoholic, right? There's many different vices.
Yeah.
It says, you are now ashamed of the things you used to do, things that end in eternal doom. Verse 22, but now you are free from the power of sin and have become slaves unto Yahweh Hashem El Shai. Now you do those things that lead to holiness and result in eternal life. Verse 23,
Which is really being a slave to truth,
yeah,
right? Because when that truth, when she binds you, she holds you, right? That's why it lets you know that much studies are weariness of the flesh, and it really is. But guess what? That's still the love of our lives. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because they did a study and they said that knowledge offends people. So brothers who are actually intelligent, you're going to offend people because they're going to feel lesser around you, even when you're not downgrading them. You might even downgrade your knowledge to reason with them, and they're still going to feel offended by your knowledge.
yeah.
Right? They just did a study. They said it's the same thing that happens when you threaten somebody. So that's how powerful knowledge is. People feel the same way, like if you're threatening them.
You can imagine what happened with Yahweh Shai when you had to deal with
Exactly. As a child, from he was a child.
Yeah.
Probably worse as a child because he's younger than all these other people he's talking to.
Just like Jeremiah.
Yeah.
Same thing happened with Jeremiah.
Yeah. That's why we got Hebrews 4 and 12. It cuts through the cell, the marrow, the heart, right through the skull.
Yeah.
The truth is terrifying, though.
Verse was the last one. It says, for the wages of sin is death, But the free gift of Yahweh Mashiach Shai is eternal life through Mashiach, our Lord.
I got a precept on that because that was powerful that we went into in regards to Yahweh's presence when he was a child, right? And I'm going to read the precept. This is wisdom of Solomon. Actually, Ecclesiastes, Sirach 24:1. It says, "Wisdom shall praise herself and shall glory in the midst of her people." Right? And it says, "In the congregation of the Most High shall she open her mouth and triumph before his power." So I'm just saying that to say, when you look at this word power, it's going into, there's so many levels to it, right? Because the Lord, while he was young, he was doing miracles, right? Right up to, well, not miracles, but when he spoke and when he did his thing, you could see that he was, that the Spirit was on him. So I'm saying, and then that should be translated right into miracles and so forth and so forth. So
That's why his mother already came to.
yeah,
to
well,
turn
no,
water
that's the point.
I mean, more wines.
That's the
Right.
point.
She already knew that he could do things like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
In the book of John, it says that he did so many things that if you were to write it down, the books couldn't contain it.
That's right.
That's right. And the scripture says wisdom was before him, so wisdom is going to exalt. You see,
Leading him.
leading. That's the whole
Yeah, that's
point.
right. Yeah.
A huge way of. That's it.
He's one of those special childs that, come out, see those movies. That child's like the one doing things that a 5-year-old does. It was like that because the spirit was in him in the womb.
Mhm.
And we all have stories like that. Those are the hopeful life. You have stories like that. When you're a child, you did things that are just kind of like, what the heck? Because it's pattern after you have a child. So yeah, you're right. Like that's why mom knew that you could do this. You've been doing strange things your whole life.
That's it. That's it. Every man here can testify to that.
Yeah.
We can write books and many books, right? Because the Lord, wisdom is being exalted in men, right?
Sure.
That's it.
I would precept.
Okay, well, to you.
John 3, verse 19. And this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil.
Yep.
For everyone that doeth evil hateth the light, neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved. And just landbacking what the elder was saying, people don't want to be around you because your light, it exposes their shortcomings, their wickedness. No.
Just got to point to what you're saying. Also, you don't want to be around them.
Yeah,
Because you see those you'll eventually get to the point where it's like, yo, I can't be around this person. Because your spirit wants to tell them the truth.
Judge them.
Yeah, judging it, you're just like, oh, I have to remove
wanna
myself.
judge.
Because that's gonna cause more problems. Like, you just remove myself. You just-
Yep.
And they don't feel like you have the power to judge.
Exactly. Exactly.
Just like what the elder was saying, you find yourself dumbing yourself down,
Yeah.
and that's tiring, man.
Yeah.
Dumbing yourself down, biting your tongue, you're not rebuking them, that's tiring. You just remove yourself, yeah.
It's like I was just gonna say, you're right. It takes energy to decrease energy.
That's why, I think it was Peter where it says, if your peace is not returned back on you, dust your feet off and remove yourself from that city.
Yeah.
Eventually, you're gonna have to make a decision. Either I keep doing this or I just keep it moving.
Yeah.
Because you're just wasting energy. You're putting, giving pros on the swine,
Exactly.
right?
And then you'll become a swine.
Yeah, and the Most High's exactly. And the Most High's wisdom is very precious, so you can't be just giving it to everybody. So it gets to a certain point, it's like, let me just keep it moving because I have work to do.
Exactly.
I have work to do. I'm wasting my time here.
Yeah, well, if you give it to everybody, you're not a good judge of character.
Yeah.
And you have to be a good judge of character.
Mm.
That's one of the number one things when you come to this truth. You learn how to read people. So if you come into this thing, you've been in this thing 5, 6, 7 years longer, you're gonna start reading people, man. And it just comes with the territory. You're gonna know when something's happy, something's sad, something's off. And how do you know?
Right.
It's spiritual.
Yeah.
I got a quick one.
This brother,
I know, yeah, it's not
Yeah, real quick. This is the book of Wisdom, Solomon, chapter 7, verse 22. Going to wisdom, it says, for wisdom, which is a worker of all things, taught me, for in her is an understanding spirit, holy, one only, manifold, subtle, lively, clear, undefiled, plain. That's
Hey, and
subject.
so that means sometimes you have to learn how to separate yourself. That's what the brothers are really going into. Because when you're talking about friends that you have to dumb yourself down for, you really and truly just have to separate yourself. That's why great men are usually loners.
Exactly.
And it just comes with the territory, right? It might not be fun. I know for sure it's not fun because sometimes you're just by yourself and you just want to do something, you just want to get out. But to be a great man, you're going to be lonely.
That's right.
It just comes with the territory, man. It's just,
Right.
that's what it is. You're not even going to be understood by your family, right? Forget about that. That's why it's such a beautiful thing that we have a brotherhood. Because to have a brotherhood is actually a blessing from the Most High.
Yep.
Because we all could have just been by ourselves. We've seen camps where it was just one brother. It could just be like, you could just imagine what he's going through.
Yeah.
Right?
So Elijah bugged out, thought he was the only one. I was like, yo, like you just bugging out. I was like, don't worry, I got 700,000 men. Don't worry, man. You're not by yourself. You're not the only one who thinks this. That's maddening.
It is.
It's maddening.
It is.
But it's a blessing because, as the brother mentioned it, the Lord was bringing inward agitation to Elijah to separate him.
Exactly.
That's ultimately what it was.
It is.
He's gonna be exalted.
Yeah, Khan. I Am Legend. Yeah, great movie, man.
And it's true too, because it is a burden and a blessing at the same time, because ultimately, like when we live on the street, people don't take it because, the way you present it or the case may be, like the scripture that says that he that increaseth in wisdom or learning increases in sorrow.
Exactly.
So, the more you learn, the more actually like irks you to know that you're living in a world filled with like wickedness and, and lies.
And that's why it's good to teach the way we're teaching because people have misconceptions of what this truth is.
There you go.
Right? We think it's just all happiness, joy, joy. So when you find out what it really is, you have to accept what you're coming into.
Right.
That's why it's a beautiful thing that starting with the elder apostles on down, brothers said they're going to slow up how quickly brothers come into this thing so you can actually analyze your life and see if this is something you actually want to be a part of.
Yeah. Oh, let me finish.
We'll be more left here. Let's go quick. It says, one only, mindful, subtle, lively, clear, undefiled, plain, not subject to hurt, loving the thing that is good, quick, which cannot be letted, ready to do good, kind to man, steadfast, sure, free from care, having all power, overseeing all things, and going through all understanding.
Yeah, because that you're going to learn how to be a judge.
Exactly.
You're learning how to be a great judge, man.
Yeah.
See? So that's what I'm saying. To be a judge is not for everybody.
That's right.
Because you have to be all of that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It says that pure and most subtle spirits, for wisdom is more moving than any motion, she passeth and goeth.
And most people are emotional. Most people they judge based off of their emotions.
Yeah.
Right? But it's letting you know how you should be, right? As a man of the Lord, right? Or just as a man, period. So, because the majority of the world just goes off of emotion. Oh, this is how I felt. Why did you do what you did? I felt it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's true. Let's see.
He says that she passeth and goeth through all things by reason of her pureness. And the spirit means symbols, plain, like one thing, like, there's only two genders, there's sex, there's male and female. People kind of see that, man, and it's so plain, so easy to see them, right?
But yeah, but they receive it when a rich man says it.
Yeah, God.
Right? Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yo.
When they condemned us.
Exactly.
They condemned us.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
We got
Exactly.
condemned.
Exactly.
They were going to charge us. They were going to do all types of shit.
Yeah.
We got channels taken down.
Con.
Misinformation.
Yeah,
Misinformation.
that's crazy.
It's nuts. And every now and again, I'm gonna post on X, man and women, and then a bunch of bullshit, and then man and women. Like it's just it's like a sandwich, and the people are like, yeah, that's right, that's true.
And now, what's his name is getting down with it? The Instagram guy, Meta guy, Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
Damn dude.
Yeah.
Like, give me back my old channels.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I have a precept for you. You just mentioned it.
Okay, well, ask Kabar has a precept. He's holding one. Yeah,
Real quick, because before the spirit passes, as you mentioned, you have
Spirit never pass.
right. So
Spirit never pass.
so like
you know, because you mentioned that the Lord, or you guys, or you have to isolate yourself. Great men usually do that, you know, right? So this is Mark chapter 1, verse 35, and it says here, and in the morning, rising up a great while before day, he went out and departed into a solitary place, and there prayed, right? And Simon and they that were with him followed after him. So, you know, even Yahweh's not able to separate himself, you know, from the disciples, and the disciples were righteous men. So even times as a great man, you're gonna have to isolate yourself and to do spiritual things on your own to build yourself up. And it's true because you know, you're walking that straight and narrow path, and it's lonely. You know, another man can't save you, so you're gonna have to do things on your own to get stronger.
That's right.
You know, relying on the Lord.
That's right.
Right. So it is important to isolate yourself. I wish I did it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not a bad thing necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? The number one thing that you learn about in this world is that there's a lot of noise. Just a lot of noise, man. So once you separate yourself, you get to drown out that noise and find out, hey, maybe I'm the demon. So once you separate yourself, you get to find out, is that noise within me?
Right. That's right.
Right. So it's good to isolate yourself so you can find out, hey, am I mad?
Right.
So you can start from ground zero just to be like, okay, if I go out in this world, I know when something is off because I know what I feel like to be by myself. I know what my energy is like. I know what my spirit is like. Because you could be the demon.
Right.
You could be the demon.
Right.
Yep. Come in the room and everybody's, you know, tense. Could be because of you.
Exactly. You think it's the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Yeah, it is true, because, for example, is Saul. You know, he thought he was in he was still the king, but Moses was solely demoniac based off of his
disobedience.
Disobedience, and then he was that pride was getting
That's right.
hold of him,
and all that was fear,
and he couldn't see it.
Yeah, his pride was just fear. He didn't want to. And Saul kept telling him, you know, you got to do it this way. Like when you go to war, you have to, you know, you talk to the priest, you can do a sacrifice in the hopes of winning the war. That man got impatient because the Philistines were coming up. So he's like, fuck it, let's just go. We'll do the sacrifice. And they won. And then, you know, he thought, okay, if I keep the rest, I can do that as a sacrifice to the Lord. Like that's backwards, man. That's backwards. So he was hasting.
Woe to you that lost patience.
Exactly. And he was always depressed.
Yeah.
Even to the
point until
where
David came around and then played the harp.
Yeah, but even above that, that demon was heavy because when he was playing, because David could sing well. He's a songwriter, he could sing, and he had martial arts. Playing the song was good. That demon was like, fuck that. Threw the javelin. You know what I mean? Yeah. He was constantly depressed. Even his soldiers came up against him when he made that foolish vow on Jonathan. Jonathan, his son, you know, when he was able to save Gabish, and he was able to defeat the Philistines because of his son. His son took another man and took out like 30 of them. The Lord gave that to them, and then gave courage to everybody else and weakness to the Philistines. And he got excited about it because he's like, this is my victory over David. I can do something. He's like, no one eat anything the whole time until we fight. These guys are like, what? Jonathan didn't hear it, ate some honey, and he was refreshed. I'm going to kill my son because he disobeyed my thing. Everybody's like, yo, that's not even right, bro. Like, we have to eat to win this war.
But you can see with him, like everything was about him.
Exactly.
About him.
Exactly.
Everything about me, I'm the best. I'm better than everyone. I'm better than David. No one can touch me. I'm top. I'm the tallest guy in Israel. The Lord chose me first.
Yeah, because killing your son over that, where's that law?
Yeah.
Because as a judge, your son should be able to go and say, hey, what's my sin?
Right.
What law did I break?
And he offended in spirit because remember what happened is he contacted a priest and he wasn't getting an answer from the Lord. Then he knew that okay, someone must have broke the vow I made. Right? So the Lord is very strict, but you can offend in letter, but you can offend in spirit. So like what you're saying, you would have offended in the spirit. You might have thought he was right against the letter of the law because someone broke a vow, but you offended in the spirit. That's not wisdom.
That's right.
You weren't applying what's it called, expedient, rather things are lawful but not expedient.
That's right.
So that's why his people are like, yo, this guy, he's losing it.
He became a fanatic.
Exactly.
Dangerous people, man.
Exactly.
I know those guys in Chicago are making brothers do push-ups. Bunch of lads. Yeah.
Verse 37, it says, and when they had found him, they said unto him, all men seek for thee. was to the point where he isolated himself, where the disciples came looking after him. They're looking for him, right? And it's like, yo, that's how it is sometimes, you know, your family members will do that too. Sometimes you isolate yourself, people are like, where's this guy? You fell off earth, where are you? Right? Verse 38 says, and he said unto them, let us go into the next towns, that I may preach there also, but therefore came I forth. And then there's a time where you got to show balance, where you don't want to isolate yourself for too long.
There you go.
And some men get caught up in that stupor where they're just sitting by themselves thinking that's a good thing. When really, you know, you may think you're isolating yourself, but the Lord is really separating himself from you, just like King Saul. You realize, you know, King Saul thought everybody was against him, but you were really against the Lord, and everybody's trying to stay away from you, man. Right? So here's a balance.
There's a movie, Nicolas Cage. It was like 2008 or 2010, something like that. He was a hitman, but he kept to himself mostly. But he said, look, you have to be among people sometimes, because if you stay away from people for too long, it'll start to seem strange, and everything will start to seem strange. You know, like when you walk through a store or wherever you want, it'll mess you up. So he's like, even though he's by himself, he has to go among people, and you know.
Yeah, I've been around people like that who are awkward around people. That's not good to be like that.
That's this new generation.
Yeah, Con.
But gotta keep yourself what you're done, boy.
You ever been up to a girl like that? You just talk to her, she's just like, she's scared. And then, but if you message her online, hey, how are you? Like, what the fuck?
Two different people.
You're so separated from reality.
Exactly.
Wrong woman, wrong.
That's right. Go ahead.
Yeah, quick mistake going into being generous as a person, generous into this ministry, and to Yahushua. So this is the book of Sirach 14, that's around 5, and it reads, how can you be generous with others if you're stingy with yourself? If you are not willing to enjoy your own wealth, no one is worse off than someone who is stingy with himself. It is a sin that brings its own punishment. When such a person does something good, it is only by accident. His selfishness will sooner or later be evident. A selfish person is evil. He turns his back on people's needs, and he's never satisfied with it. And he's never satisfied with what he has created. So it's pretty much going into, if you know someone, you can read someone by his spirit, that person being sincere with you as a brother, right?
Yeah. Mindset of the king. The mindset of the king is Esau.
No, that was another.
I had a reason.
Oh yeah, I had going back to Elon Musk and people listening to him when he speaks.
Right.
Ecclesiasticus 13 and 23. It says, when a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue. And look, what he said, they extol it to praise to the clouds. But if the poor man speaks, they say, what fellow is this? And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him. And these people, they see us every day on the highways and the byways, see us on the unicorn. They don't listen. They don't pay attention to what we're saying. In fact, they come to the comment board and they scoff instead of listening, because you know what I'm saying, like, you as a person, like the person who's listening, what you want to talk about, you already know. But what we're saying to you is new information to you. So why not just listen and learn, take heed? You know, but they listen to Elon Musk talking about his science, you know what I'm saying? Which is all, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it was given to him by the Most High to create all these miracles so people can be deceived anyway, you know?
Yeah, the Neuralink. Oh, the Neuralink. So cool.
Yeah. You know, like you said, my grandmother can walk again.
Sure. And if you know anything about space programs, which Elon Musk, he has a space program, or X, or whatever, you should know that he's a Luciferian. Anybody that deals with astrology, anybody that deals with going into space, every single astronaut was a 33-degree Mason. Every single one. Every single one.
He makes it known though, because the last time he wore that white jacket, on the back of it, it was it said,
was an explorer.
yeah, you know, so he's not hiding it.
They
He's
have
letting
to.
you know who he is.
Yeah, they have to,
Yeah, of
though.
course.
They have to do that for the power to actually work.
That's why you trade Twitter to X.
To
Yeah,
X.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
They have to let you know their plans before they execute it.
Yeah.
I forget what it's part of, but it's part of their rituals, right?
Yeah, it's a confession.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a confession.
Well, we told you that we were gonna do it, you know.
Exactly.
You know, that's their whole thing.
And then they're the ones that are doing the wicked act. They have to confess to Satan too, right? So by confessing to Satan, you have to let people know what you're doing. It's just like us.
That's what I was just
Right,
about to
it's the
say. It's the
same
same
thing.
thing on the right hand side.
We have to confess.
Yeah, we have to prophesy.
Exactly. Let people know when they ask in the scripture. They ask, "Well, what is this? What's the plan?"
That's how we wash our hands.
Exactly.
We have to do it on the left hand side.
Exactly. Exact same thing.
And that's why these people don't understand. That's why you're not supposed to shut your mouth.
Mhm.
You're supposed to always prophesy. You're supposed to always preach.
Mhm.
You know, so you can wash your hands, man.
Showing you they worship Satan in the music industry.
Oh, hell yeah.
You know,
Yeah, come.
they tell you about abominations in the food. That's a ritual. They're
Yeah.
making you report
Yes,
human carcass,
Yes.
you know, aborted fetus.
Yep.
Right? They
That's
tell
all
you
true.
you guys are partaking in the ritual.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know?
They'll even
They are
use
clean.
they'll even use control opposition to bring out a whole bunch of information.
Or
Right.
disinformation.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's different information, but some of it is true.
Yeah.
Right? But they're control opposition. But they'll use these guys to bring out information on what they do and whatnot, so that it's used as a confession to the demon.
Mm-hmm.
You know, control opposition
The
is
Most
just
High will have sometimes whistleblowers, which if
Yeah,
they're really
that's true. Yeah,
whistleblowers,
that's true.
they'll take them out.
Yep. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Say too
You're
much
right.
things, they'll take them out.
You're right. Yeah. That's how you know the most
Like Eustace Mullins.
Con.
Right, when you look into Eustace Mullins or John Todd.
Yeah,
That's good.
that's right.
Yeah, Stanley Kubert.
Yeah.
White short.
The KGB guy. What's his name again?
Yuri.
Yuri went into it. He exposed a lot, man.
The Norton antivirus guy,
Cap-
Kathy.
Oh, yeah.
What about the next guy that Julian Assange?
He tried to, but they've been moving him around. Extradited, I don't remember.
He
what-
was WikiLeaks. What was he? What did he do?
Yeah.
Yeah, what he did.
Yeah, he was WikiLeaks.
He was WikiLeaks.
Yeah.
We got a quick one.
Con.
First Samuel 16:6. It says, when they arrived, Samuel took one look at Eli and thought, surely this is the Lord's anointed.
Mhm.
But the Lord said to Samuel, don't judge by his appearance or height, for I have rejected him. The Lord Yahweh Shai doesn't see things the way you see them.
That's true.
People judge by outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the mind. The reason I read that is because you're talking about Elon and all these controlled opposition, like Andrew Tate's another one.
Yep.
They don't know that they're just being herded, right? All these people follow these guys, they say things are good, and eventually they're coming with the zinger, which is MOTB. And he's gonna say, okay, you know what, you want to be like me, blah, 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 you gotta take this, and they're gonna believe it because they're following this guy.
Yeah.
They believe what he's saying, so all these guys are just, sorry?
You want the Bugatti?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, these guys are rich as fuck.
Exactly. So they're all just traps, all of them. They're hirelings.
Yeah.
So the other point was that because our people, the Lord's not dealing with them, they can't see that these guys are not righteous guys. They're looking at carnal things because they're carnal minded.
Hey, that's why this truth bugs people out.
Yeah.
Because they'll see how we look as maybe a camp or a brotherhood, and we look weird.
Yeah.
Like we look strange.
Yes.
We all look strange,
Yes.
right? We look like men that should never have even met.
Yeah.
Right? We were all living separate lives.
Yeah.
We were never supposed to be quote unquote friends.
Yeah.
But once you learn about what brotherhood is, a brother or a friend cannot be known until adversity. So because we're going through adversity together, that's a real friend.
Exactly.
It's a real friend. That's how you're gonna know. And some brothers are gonna be closer than others, but you know a real friend through adversity, right? You can't know a friend in prosperity.
Nope.
So that's why brothers who do make it into the chariots, you're gonna be brothers for life, man. For life.
Yeah.
You went through hell together. Mhm.
The
For
precept-
eternity, yes, stand corrected, for eternity.
You still know?
No, that's it. That was it.
Okay, I got one. So this is First Corinthians chapter 4, verse 9, in the NLT. It says, instead, I sometimes think the Most High has put us apostles on display, like prisoners of war at the end of a victor's parade, condemned to die. We have become a spectacle to the entire world, people and angels alike. Our dedication to Yahushua makes us look like fools.
Hey, and if you know anything about the job title, it's always been that way. We are actually in the best time period of being a prophet. Because back in the day, they were subject to death. Now, even though we are, there's certain laws that protect us. That's why when you see us on the highways and byways, we could pull out their law books on them. You couldn't do that back in the day and be like, hey, this is my right to do this. No, off with his head.
Yeah.
Off with his head. Stone him.
And you know, certain prophets were put out on display for humiliation, like Jeremiah was put in the stocks.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
it is like that. You are a prisoner of war, and you know, scriptures talks about that too. It says, the captive as exile hasteneth to be loose.
To loose.
You
Yeah.
know, we are prisoners of war, and we are exiled from our home.
That's right, man.
He was
Sucks,
in- he was in the dungeon of shit.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
Oh yeah, you have
Yep,
too.
done around, yep. Just sitting there.
In the sewer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
come on.
just
Yeah,
literally.
come on. No joking, man. Yeah, you know what's in sewers, right? My worst fear, I hate rats.
Yeah,
No, rats, I hate rats.
Yeah.
I hate rats, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, it just makes my skin crawl, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
to be in a sewer, you know you're gonna see those fucking big ass rats.
Yeah.
They've been living for years.
They don't play.
If you came in as
They
well.
don't play around.
Yo,
There was
they'll
one
try
in-
to bite you.
there was one in my, I went to go throw my garbage, right? And it's been gnawed at. And I'm like, what the fuck? He looked at me like this. I'm like,
Yeah, because he's like, yo, this is my spot.
She's like, I'm like, because it was empty. It was garbage, I think, the morning. And I went to go through this. I'm like, how the fuck did he get in there? But the bin is right there. Then my stairs is going up. So the neighborhood just, you know, that's a lucky spot for him.
Yeah,
He
cut.
just dumpster dives when he wants. In this.
If you look back at you and you were Chinese, you would have run.
Moab.
Shit. Yeah, I heard about that.
They got a whole tribe. Moab catches them with his hands. Moab, no fear, man.
Skin them alive.
Now, they don't like a bar?
Yeah, there's a little more.
Oh.
Says, 1 Corinthians 4 and 10, says, our dedication to Yahushua makes us look like fools,
Right.
but you claim to be wise in Yahushua.
Hey, that's a good word too, that word dedication, man. Because to be a part of this thing, you don't have a choice because the scripture says you have to be hot or cold. So if you're not dedicated, that means you're not hot.
That's right. Says, but you claim to be so wise in Yahushua. We are weak, but ye are so powerful. You are honored, but we are ridiculed. So yeah, you know, we aren't the strongest in terms. We're not the strongest in terms of carnal things.
No.
You know, going back to what the talking my end about poor man's wisdom is despised. You know, we don't have a lot of substance or resources. We don't got homes. We don't got mega mansions.
Nope.
We don't got 20 cars.
Yachts, yeah.
You know.
All these pastors, they have private jets.
Yeah.
We don't have, where's our private jet?
Exactly.
You've been in this truth for a long time.
Exactly.
The fuck? Where's our private jet? Like in what's that TV show?
Oh,
Gemstones. The righteous gemstones. Yeah. Those guys have a freaking what do you call it? Roller coasters and they have everything, man. We don't have equity.
They have a private community they live in. Man.
Yeah, they live in a private community. They have to take a car just to go to their parents' house, man. That's how big the property is.
That's right.
Shit.
I have the word spectacle, which is very important. You read it, and Brother went into it a little bit. Just for the record, real quick, it says, in regards to the men of the Lord's spectacles, it says a sense of object of public contempt.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
Right? And here's the beautiful part about it. The next part, it says derision or wonderment, right? Which goes back to wisdom being with these men, but they can't figure it out. What's going on with these guys? These fucking guys, get off the street.
Yeah, open contempt means open disregard and open open disregard and disrespect for something.
And it's even worse for us because none of them have been able to come against us yet, meaning that they haven't been able to topple the knowledge of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
Right.
That's even worse. It'd be easy for them to come up and then to despise us and then also to be able to
Break us down.
break us.
Yeah.
But the fact that we are lower than you, you know we're poor,
Yeah.
you know we don't have anything,
Mm-hmm.
you know some of us are making $10 an hour or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And you're like, damn, but the knowledge that they have, I don't, exactly.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It's a heavy trick bag the Most High set up.
Yeah, God.
It's a heavy trick bag.
It goes on to say real quick, it says,
And there's one guy years ago, he texted on the comment board, he's like, I don't know why the city doesn't come and slap these guys with fines.
Yeah, God.
He's like, I see them outside and then they go to the liquor store right after.
yeah. It's the follow-up.
Hey, like we're not human.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Like we're supposed to just float away after we're done.
Yeah.
There goes the Israelites.
Wine river, right?
Hey, every week, and sometimes every week, they used to follow us. I remember that, right down to the bottom of the atrium. All right, anyway, let me read on this real quick. It says, wonderment, right? So when they look at us, they're wondering what's making these men move like that, right? But that's the Lord putting inward agitation on them.
Hey, but don't you know that's a true public figure? All your prime ministers, your mayors, don't you know you're supposed to be able to get a hold of them at any time? Don't you know I'm supposed to be able to call the mayor right now? Hey, something's going on in the neighborhood. There's crime. Come clean up the fucking crime. A whole bunch of gang members. They're selling drugs. Come clean it up. Right? You're supposed to be a public figure. These guys, they you know, like the Pope. He's always behind a fucking glass bulletproof case. You're not a man of the Lord.
That's right, yeah.
Servants of the Lord are supposed to be outside.
Yeah.
People are supposed to be able to touch you like they did Yahweh.
I remember someone shot him.
Yeah, Khan.
Shot
Yeah, Khan.
And then I remember years ago, there's Christians trying to say that's the beast. Like the breakdown for Revelation.
Yeah, Khan.
Oh,
He got shot.
Yeah.
Wow.
But where's your faith when you do that, though? You know, I thought you're supposed to be this divine entity
Yeah,
protected by God.
Yeah.
Right? And you lack faith. You put up bulletproof car or whatever.
Yeah. Everything is bulletproof with him.
I wonder how they reason that with Satan. You know what I mean? In their mind. Like, why didn't, because obviously for us, when something bad happens to us, we know the Most High is tracking us up.
Mhm.
We have a straightforward, simple reason. Esau, you're doing all your sacrifice thinking that there's nothing ever going to happen. So when those things happen, I wonder how you're reasoning with Satan. In your mind. You know?
But because those guys, they touch so many kids.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that they touch that actually suffer from mental illness.
Yes.
So there's always people that can just come back.
Yes. Yeah.
Because those kids actually go through serious traumas. man.
Serious stuff.
Those are not no joke.
Yeah,
I remember when it happened here in Toronto with a whole hockey team. Right? There was a coach that was doing it for years and years and years to where these men are now grown ass men. And then the knowledge came out. Yeah, that was a couple years. Not a couple, but
yeah, it was a couple years, like 6-7 years.
But it was a big deal because it happened over years.
I remember that. Yeah. More on that?
No, I just wanted to add because what the word that he's going into, spectacle, because when you go into the Greek, it says theatron, which just really goes back to theater. Right. So really, if you go into the definition, that's going into a public show.
Exactly.
You know, so really it is a show.
That's
and,
right.
You know, sometimes it looks terrible. You know, because some brothers, you know, maybe your hair is unkept, you're spitting coughing. Sometimes you may not do the breakdown properly by accident, but your heart is still good.
Yes.
So it looks like it's rough.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to look that way.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Judges 5:11.
Yep. And court was kept out in the public in the ancient world, right?
Yeah.
You could they do it now.
The agora.
The agora. So that's also added to what you're saying. Like it's supposed to be done out like that. Because this is a court session.
Hey, but that's why when the elder apostle Tahar says, "Oh, excuse my my rant."
Yeah, my rant.
It's like you can't rant, my guy. Everything that comes out of your mouth is jewelry.
That's what
you know what I mean? Like someone with as much knowledge as you is still jewelry.
Yeah, he's always dropping gems.
Exactly, gems are gonna drop.
But imagine if he didn't say that. If he didn't say that, you would just think that's what it is. But him saying that, showing that he's striving for more.
It's true. Yeah,
So it's like an
God.
example for us. Like, yo, when I hear him say, because it's the same thing for me, I hear him ramble and he's like, yo, forgive my rant. I gotta get back to the point. He's like, he's cursing himself out. But I'm like, yo, I'm writing down some things. I'm like, yo, I gotta look this up, gotta look that up.
Yeah, correct.
But that's showing you he's striving something for even more. So we gotta keep doing the same thing.
This is powerful. It says here, mid-14th century, right? The spectacle also device for assisting or enhancing vision.
Wow.
So that's the word.
Spectacle? That's spectacle?
Yeah, like,
That's
it goes on your face, right?
Glasses.
Spectacles. Yeah, specs.
Specs, right?
That's the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
That's the eyes.
Yeah.
That's how it's all.
That's the glasses that the guy wore when they lived.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
That's right, man. That's right. That's what
Put
we
it
have.
on.
Yeah.
And that's why our life has changed. You know what I mean? That's why certain brothers try to go back into the world after because they don't want to see anymore. It's too much, man. Yeah. Just like he's gonna pop. He's gonna pop in Matrix. I don't remember nothing.
Yeah. Last part. Well, that's weird because they said it says glass or other transparent material. So what you broke down?
Yeah, like a magnifying glass. Because sometimes you need a magnifying glass.
Yeah.
Right? Only we have it when it comes to this truth. People might be like, oh, so what does this mean? And we're telling them, and they'll be like, I can't see it. We know you can't see it. We know. That's all right.
Okay, this is verse 11,
Where you at?
1 Corinthians 4:11. It says, even now we go hungry and thirsty and we don't have enough clothes to
That's
keep
right.
warm. We are often beaten and have no home.
That's right.
Yeah.
We don't have a home. First of all, we're not in our land.
That's right.
And sometimes we go homeless, some of us.
That's right.
We're pilgrims.
That's right. Yeah.
We're on a pilgrimage.
That's right.
We work wearily with our own hands to earn our living. So we're not bums, we have a job. You know, even though people look at us as bums, we're working, we're busy. That's what men are supposed to do. And didn't the Lord say, occupy till I come, which is really going into the work?
Yeah.
And then doing about your day to day.
Yeah. Occupation.
Says, we bless those who curse us. We are patient with those who abuse us. Long suffering, because there's a lot of, remember Merlin the Wizard? Almost every week, even the cops, every week come up and we're being patient, suffering. Well, you guys experience that more. But I came and I got a taste of that. But you have to be very patient because if you got angry or you moved on them, you'll get arrested. That's your ass. And they're justified
They're
killing you.
looking for disturbing the peace.
Right.
Disturbing. They try to look for anything.
Yeah.
Threatening.
Yep.
Spitting on people.
Spitting.
Assault.
Spitting, yeah.
You know. They're disturbing the peace. So the trespassing.
Just by a line.
Remember
the line?
The bags behind.
Yes.
And they said you guys can't have the bags.
Yep. Correct. We used to have the bucket, the little bin.
Right in the beginning.
They're like, oh, are you guys begging for change? We're like, what are you talking
You
about?
need a permit.
You need a permit for that. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but
You know what? People still give us money sometimes.
Always, but more than money. People came up with if we wanted food, if we wanted water. What the heck? Those people that supported us from the beginning to the end, man. From the beginning to the end, there's people that supported us, and they're going to be blessed by y'all.
That's right.
It's not even a joke, man. There's people that always show respect.
Yeah, they didn't walk past us, and they would be like,
Yeah, like with reverence. Yeah.
It says, we are patient with those who abuse us. That's right. There's a lot of abuse that you have to go through. It's a lot of verbal abuse. And, it's psychological because, it leaves a picture in your head. Because, there's people who came up, they threatened to kill us, right? Stab us.
Shoot us.
Yeah. Right. So yes, it's like post-traumatic stress too. When you go out there, you got to watch your back because it's not a game. You could lose your life. So that's the type of abuse we have to put up with. Verse 13, we appeal gently when evil things are said about us, yet we are treated like the world's garbage.
Damn.
Like everybody's trash.
Hey, I remember, brother, they used to throw water.
Yes, from a jackass.
Right.
That's right.
In the summertime.
That's right.
Who also where we top stuff?
That was the point.
That was short, quick.
So let me get this word dedicated real quick, Baba Shah.
Yeah, that's a good word.
Dedicated in the etymology, it says the action word is a verb. It says set apart and consecrated to a deity or a sacred purpose, right? Past participle.
Yeah, because remember, this is a marriage, right? And as a wife, you're literally dedicated to your husband.
That's right.
That's why the majority of you women in this world, you could never be wives because you're dedicated to multiple men. Even if you're not dedicated to another man physically, mentally, you guys sorry, go ahead.
Kanye West said, what do you say, Instagram is the man?
Yeah, that's right, man.
Is your girl's man?
Yeah, that's right.
Social media.
And he's right.
Social
Yeah.
media
And he's
is your
right.
girl's man.
He's right. Just to
They're
get
married
those
to
up.
their phone.
Yeah, kind.
Yeah,
But to be dedicated, you give everything.
that's right.
As soon as we wake,
That's
we
right.
wake and we're thinking about the truth.
Yeah, and it shows you that dedication is a spiritual thing, both left and right.
Yeah, Khan.
Like Esau, he's dedicated. Right?
What?
Right?
We're still not on his level yet. Yeah, we're not on his level yet.
Yup.
Because he has power with his dedication.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly. Because it says you're consecrated to a deity. So they're consecrated to the Most High, ultimately, but through Satan. You know, the elect are consecrated to the Most High through Yahweh Shai.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Esau knows who he is, especially mainly the elite.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So they don't play around.
No, man.
Like what's his name you mentioned about David Rothschild, the one who he goes around the world traveling and doing stuff, and he's out in the woods and stuff.
Well, the elder always mentions him. Guy goes rock climbing in the winter, and he's
The one that looks like Caesar.
yeah, the one that looks like Caesar. Yeah, he's serious, man.
Son got killed. He went to an island, with those aborigines.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember the brothers brought that up.
Yeah.
At first, they were fucking with him. He
Yeah.
went there like a few times.
And then they ate him.
And then one time he just went and no one.
I just saw his clothes on the beach and shit. Yeah.
He was never heard from again.
But that's what they do, though.
There's a picture of him with them.
Yeah, that's what they do. They live, man. They don't play. They live.
I think it was a guy, Guinea.
New Guinea.
Guinea.
Yeah. Yeah, they live, man. They go to places because remember, the Most High has taken away that hedge from them.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit more. It says proclaim, affirm, set apart. So proclaim. If you're dedicated, you're gonna proclaim the truth.
That's right.
You know, away. So CD.
Yeah, and a part of our proclaiming is these garments.
Mm.
The garments, physically, the knowledge is the garment as well.
Mhm.
But you're gonna proclaim it. People are gonna know, yeah, that's an Israelite. I didn't know that. Well, I try to get him to celebrate this. I try to get him to eat pork. He doesn't do none of those things.
Right. Right. It says, so it's a compound word, D means away. And then it says solemnly, to show, right? It says see this diction. Sorry. It says a word since make known, right? Proclaim,
Mhm.
state. So to talk, speak, utter, make speech, pronounce. So when you're dedicated to something, you make it known through your speech and through your actions.
That's right.
Which are all driven from your mind.
Yeah, because you're not ashamed.
Exactly.
I proclaim this proudly, so to speak.
Exactly. Yeah. That's it.
This is Amos 5 verse 10 for precept.
Mhm.
They hate him that rebuketh in the gate.
Yep.
And they abhor him that speaketh uprightly.
That's right.
Right? So going into what the brother is saying, going back, where were we? Dundas, Victoria, there?
Yeah.
And a whole bunch of people coming up against the brothers, talking shit. All right? All because they're bringing up this word. And why? Because to the world, we just look like niggas. Right? And that's the problem they had. Right? But yeah.
I got it, Lisa. This is Isaiah 30:8 in the NLT. Now go and write down these words, write them in a book. They will stand until the end of time as a witness that these people are stubborn rebels who refuse to pay attention to the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai's instructions.
That's right. Rebels.
Stubborn rebels.
Yeah.
You
That's
have-
worse.
Remember those guys, Ram back in the day.
Black Ram?
No, Ram, Rebel Alliance. Media.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Con.
They used to be, I think, with Apostle Pahar's camp.
Yeah.
Years
Rebel
ago.
Alliance Media, I remember that.
They had that was their thing, the acronym RAM.
Yeah.
They had the RAM on the picture, and they're trying to say, oh, we're righteous rebels. No, but they're bugged out.
Yeah.
Because they were trying to teach the virgin birth. They pretty much went against the teachings of the apostles.
Con.
The virgin birth, hell,
Con.
but it was interesting that they picked the RAM.
Exactly.
The spirit.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
Rebel Alliance movie.
That's right, man.
And after even the missiles hit, you're gonna still have rebels.
Exactly.
Right, that's in the book of Ezekiel. You're
Right.
gonna purge out the rebels.
Yeah, exactly.
You
It says that they won't repent of their sins after all that. So all
That
that,
one's in Revelation.
Yeah,
Con.
so the Most High is angry because if you think about what he did with Egypt, set them up, bring all this that destruction. You're telling me you're gonna bring nuclear fire and you're gonna cause people to get even more wicked, so that you can bring even more judgment.
Wow.
So he's pissed. He's pissed beyond being able to quantify it. We're just gonna have to experience it, but the elect are gonna be exempt from that judgment.
Verse 10, they tell the seers, stop seeing visions.
Yeah.
They tell the prophets, don't tell us what is right.
Yeah, it's because it's always dealing with your downfall if you're not listening. Of course, you don't want to hear the message. I get it. You don't want to hear it because everything like that one prophet, Micah, to the one king who wanted to go to Ramah and he had the 400 prophets. Like, yeah, go ahead. You're gonna do it. You're gonna do good. And he had the one prophet, Micah. Like, this guy always, every time he has a prophecy, it's bad. You don't want to deal with this guy. He's like, and then the king from Judah is like, well, let's hear him out. He was being sarcastic at first, and then the king of Israel was like, yo, just be real, don't be fake. He's like, well, listen, this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna go there, you're not gonna come back. And then he got pissed off. So the prophets are always prophesying doom and judgment because of your wickedness.
Doom and gloom.
They said doom and gloom.
No, his brother from North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
want.
Yeah, come on. Sean.
Real quick, this is 1 Kings 22 and verse 6. NOT, it says, so the king of Israel summoned the prophets, about 400 of them, and asked them, should I go to war against Ramoth Gilead or should I hold back? They all replied, yes, go right ahead. The Lord will give the king victory. But Jehoshaphat asked, is there not also a prophet of the Lord here? We should ask him the same question. The king of Israel replied to Jehoshaphat, there is one more man who could consult the Lord for us, but I hate him. He never prophesies anything but trouble for me. His name is Micah, the son of Imlah. Jehoshaphat replied, that's not the way a king should talk.
Right.
Let's hear what he has to say. So the king of Israel called one of his officials and said, quick, bring Micah, son of Imlah. It says, King Ahab of Israel and King Jehoshaphat of Judah, dressed in their royal robes, were sitting on thrones at the threshing floor near the gate of Samaria, while of Ahab's prophets were prophesying there in front of them. One of them, Zedekiah, son of Kenaniah, made some iron horns and proclaimed, this is what the Lord says, with these horns you will bore the Arameans to death, the Syrians.
Yeah, that's right.
All the other prophets agreed. Yes, they said, go up to Ramoth Gilead and be victorious, for the Lord will give the king victory. Meanwhile, the messenger who went to get Micah said to him, look, all the prophets are promising victory for the king. Be sure that you agree with them and promise success. But Micah replied, as surely as the Lord lives, I will say only what the Lord tells me to say. When Micah arrived before the king, Ahab asked him, Micah, should we go to war against Ramoth Gilead or should we hold back? When Micah replied sarcastically, yes, go up and be victorious, for the Lord will give the king victory.
Jake, he was, being theatrical. Go ahead, king. Of course you're gonna win. Of course. The king, you smart ass mouth. Right?
It says, but the king replied sharply, how many times must I demand that you speak only the truth to me when you speak for the Lord? Then Micah told him in a vision, I saw all Israel scattered on the mountains like sheep without a shepherd. And the Lord said, their master has been killed, send them home in peace. Didn't I tell you, the king of Israel explained to Jehoshaphat, he never prophesied anything but trouble for me.
Right.
Then Micah continued, listen to what the Lord said. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne with all the armies of heaven around him on his right and his left side. Now it's going to go into
The council.
but that was the point.
Yeah, that was the Go ahead, Mark.
Isaiah 30:10 in the NLT. They tell the seer, stop seeing visions. They tell the prophets, don't tell us what is right. Tell us nice things. Tell us lies. Forget all this gloom and get off your narrow path. Stop telling us about your Holy One of Israel.
And they don't have to, and remember, they don't have to say it in those words. It's a spirit. They can say, oh, I know you don't celebrate birthdays, but I celebrate birthdays. And you gotta respect other people's belief. You even know what the hell you're saying? You could do what you want. I'm not saying you don't have to, I'm not saying you don't, you can't celebrate your birthday. I'm saying I don't do that. Don't expect a call, don't expect a gift, and don't call me about why I didn't do it. Right? But that's the spirit they come in. You know, get off that narrow path. Stop being like that.
Or to be like, you've done it for so long before, so now why not continue to do it?
Yeah.
Not realizing that, when you come into this truth, it comes with, correcting.
That's right.
And you gotta correct these bad habits, all these pagan followers, pagan things that we no longer believe in.
100%.
With my mom, she'd be like, oh, well, we always celebrate Christmas. So,
A summary is you.
Yeah. They just don't understand that we're not done with that shit.
Exactly.
And then that's why we can't wonder why we die. We can't wonder why we're in the position that we're in.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that now that we stop celebrating these things, that now the Most High is going to exalt us. No. But we can't be doing the wickedness and then question why we're in the position that we're in, man.
Exactly.
Why people are always destroyed. We're in the position that we're in because we're wicked, man.
Also at a point where it said, tell us nice things. You go into the word nice, it goes into the word foolish.
Yep.
Stupid.
Hey, and we gotta start understanding, just because, okay, you first come into the truth, it's like let's say you're 25 years old. For 25 years, your house has been dirty. You're not gonna clean your house in a day. It took you 25 years to create that mess. It's gonna take some time to clean up, man. So don't just expect things to go your way right away, man. It doesn't work like that. You gotta be patient, man. You gotta pray unto the Most High for forgiveness.
Oh, because the word nice, it goes the word stupid, and they're telling you to tell them stupid things.
Yeah, kind.
So you know how stupid that is just in that statement? That's what the Most High said his children are sottish.
Yeah.
Well, that's why people like nice.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's why you'll never see a good politician, or a public servant
Who's
or
honest.
mayor.
Yeah.
They'll never get out of character.
Yeah, kind.
Like they'll never get it. Fuck Trudeau.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Or whatever kind of distraction. The lowest, like Hillary Clinton, people come to her rallies sometimes and they yell things. She'll say something like a witty remark or some shit.
Yeah, she never breaks
get the
character.
people laughing, but they know how to deal with people. They can't ever be like, fuck you, you know what, or whatever, like bug out. They have to remain in that character. Like Obama, he's perfect. He got groomed.
Gosh.
He was a big flamer, man, in Chicago. That guy that exposed him, he got killed too.
Larry Sinclair?
Yeah. Right?
No, it was the dreadhead.
There's
guy.
two of them. There's the
Yeah.
Edomite and a Jake.
Larry Sinclair did come out.
Yeah.
But he was he's the one who confirmed it. He was in a limo with him and he said blah blah blah.
Oh yeah, you're right. There is another guy.
He was a dreadhead. He was in Jeremy Wright. He was he's a pastor.
Yeah.
Reverend.
Hey, but there's lots. Like because remember, he had a lot of them knocked off too.
Yes.
A lot of them were knocked off.
I think, was it the chef?
Yeah, the chef could drop.
Yeah.
You can just see the way he talks, like the mannerisms, it's all programmed.
Yeah.
Everything is just set out. Like, this is what you're gonna say. And these guys do coke. They do drugs.
Yeah. Because the guy who was in the Matrix, the second one, what's his name, man? The light skinned guy that had the feud between him and Morpheus, and with what was the girl's name again? That Jada Pinkett had. That guy, he's the one who had private lessons with Obama, and he taught him how to speak. Because if you listen to him and Obama, how they speak, they sound exactly alike.
Wow. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. He looks like him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they did acting classes, whatever, with each other.
Oh, the point was,
Buy some foolish, smooth things.
oh, I was gonna say, the point was that, that's why you always hear the saying, nice guys finish last, it's because they're stupid. Right? And in these situations where they finish last with these women, it's because you're just being stupid, man, and that's really what it is. You know what you have to do, but because, whatever reason you can't control your emotions or things like that, you end up being last, and that's the same with our people, right? They can't control their emotions, they're very emotional.
You wanna love all their other nations and accept themselves.
Yeah.
So liberal salvation for each side. That's their first thing. They're not even worried about being better than these other nations, man. They wanna wanna make sure all the nations can make it after everything we've been through, man. It's not fair, man.
Dig is wicked because you want to be better than the nations at what they do instead of just doing you. You know what I mean? It's backwards, man.
Quick one.
Yeah, so-
No, the brother was done?
Oh, yeah.
There's just a little of that.
Oh, so finish up.
Isaiah 30:12 in the NLT. This is the reply of the Holy One of Israel. Because you despise what I tell you and trusted in oppression and lies, calamity will come upon you suddenly, like a bulging wall that bursts and falls in an instant. It will collapse and come crushing down. You will be smashed like a piece of pottery, shattered so completely that there won't be a piece big enough to carry coals from a fireplace or a little water from a wall. This is what the sovereign Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, says. The Holy One of Israel says, only in returning to me and resting in me will you be saved. And quietness and confidence is your strength, but you would have none of it. That was the point.
This is a precept for what you just got. This is 1 Samuel 16:4. And Samuel did that which the Lord spake, and came to Bethlehem, and the elders of the town trembled at his coming, and said, comest thou peaceably? Right? So when the men of the Lord did come by, people trembled, man. They understood what time it is, right? Because after the elder apostles, right, going all the way back to Abba Bivens and those men, the world started getting a little bit more tighter, right? And then after 9/11, that was it. That was a wrap. And now us being in this truth, we've had a major thing that happened 4 years ago. The world got tighter even more.
Yeah.
And now they're just waiting to drop you know what.
Yeah. And we're in a new month now.
That's
whole,
right.
The whole tariffs. So
That's right. And I did a video where because they deal with astrology, and a lot of major things are gonna happen according to their astrological forecasts of certain things that are about to happen, Aquarius and all that.
Oh, yeah.
demonic
Yes,
shit.
yes.
Tomorrow they're supposed to, I think, do the Groundhog Day.
Yeah, no, that's today. Is it, when's
It's supposed to
Groundhog
be the
Day?
second.
It's the second, yeah.
Usually
Let's
it's
lock
always
it.
the second.
Yeah, whenever day, yeah. But guess what? We don't have to look out for them because they've been doing a lot.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, then we got the Valentine's Day. That's right. The Lupa
I
Kali.
got a precept, nobody has one. Okay, so this is Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 17, just going back to the point that was made with Micah the prophet. And the reason why he was righteous and wise to just tell the Lord's message to the king, because he knew the blood would be on his hands, right? So he'd be held responsible for that man's death, for his downfall, right? So that's how a prophet moves, man. They're above the law and the testimony, right? So that's how you know that that's a prophet and that he's a righteous man. But he's just telling you the straight truth, and he's coming within the book. So this is Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Yahshua. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth, give them warning from me, and the mouth is going into prophets, right? And Elder Howard brought up a point about how when Samuel came into Bethlehem, I believe, people trembled, man. So they're trembling at the mouth of Yahweh Shai, because really the prophet, when he speaks, that's really God talking, or Yahweh Shai talking. And that's a very scary thing to hear the voice of the Lord, because when the Lord comes to you, that means you're going to die, most likely.
Yeah, that's right.
That's why Adam and Eve hid in the cool of the day when they heard the voice of the Lord, because they knew what they were doing was off. And if you're gonna hear a prophecy and you're going off, you know the prophecy is gonna be judgment based upon what you're doing.
Says verse 18, when I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speaketh to warn the wicked from his wicked way to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity. Oh yeah, that guy always says things about me, he always talks about my downfall. That shows you a person who speaks like that, he's in iniquity, he's in a condition without having the law. When you hear someone say, oh, that guy was trying to correct me, or he always giving me criticism, that guy's usually wicked, man. You know, a guy like that, he can't take correction.
Yeah, more than judgment.
Yeah. So it says, but his blood will I require at thine hand. So it's your fault if you don't tell. So he's gonna die, and then you're gonna die, and you're held responsible. So it's better just to tell the truth, because you're gonna die anyway. If you're scared to lose your life, you're gonna die anyway. Because you don't tell the truth, hey, that's a sin upon you. Now the Lord could kill you, right?
Yeah, and we're in the time of major prophecies as well. So for you guys that are not teaching about the MOTB, you're not teaching about Esau going into captivity. Well, guess what? The blood of the people are going to be on you, because you have a lot of big camps out there, but they're not teaching the 100% truth. So guess what? Those men that are going to die, the guys that are following certain camps, well, guess what? The blood is going to be on the leader, man.
Yeah. And these leaders, all they care about is views and follows.
That's it.
And you don't know you're digging your own grave. So the more people that watch your folly, that's more blood.
Yeah, come on.
The most.
Big trick bag, man.
Yeah.
The deceiver is.
That's right.
That's right.
That just means the Lord's rejecting you. These false leaders,
Con.
right?
Oh, he's not done.
This last verse. It says, yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul.
Hey, somebody get that word wicked in the etymology.
So it says wicked, 12th century, it says extended from an earlier wicked or wick. It says bad, wicked, false.
Exactly. That's what I wanted to hear. False. Right? A lot of these guys, they hear that word and they think we're literally coming at them like, yo, you're the wicked. No. But what you're saying is false. You're creating a wicked narrative, man, which is a lie. And we're just correcting you. Sometimes it's actually not that deep. But you guys just don't want to turn away from your foolishness, man. You don't want to turn away from the folly of wordplay, because there's a way to say things to where you know people are gonna stay. Because the way GMS preaches, we don't attract a lot of people. The way we preach, more than likely people are gonna get offended.
Yeah.
Right? But when you preach in a certain way, you know there's a way to preach to where you know you're gonna attract people. To where you're kind of giving people a pass. You're not giving them a pass, but you're just preaching in a way where they're just like, okay, well, maybe he's not really against gays. Maybe he's not really against this. You're preaching too soft. You know what I mean? But we don't do that. We cut.
That's right. Oh.
We cut and then see if you're gonna heal.
Yeah, exactly. Or bleed out.
Or bleed out.
It's one of the
It's
other.
up to you, man.
You're either gonna bleed out or you're gonna be healed.
Yeah. So we do. So we do, man. Go ahead.
Okay, 1 Peter 4:16 NLT. But it is no shame to suffer for being a Christian. Praise Yahweh Bashir Shai for the privilege of being called by his name. For the time has come for judgment, and it must begin with Yahweh Bashir Shai's household. And if judgment begins with us, what terrible fate awaits those who have never obeyed Yahweh Bashir Shai's good news?
That's terrifying enough, because what he's saying is we can't really imagine it. People are gonna die in horrible ways. But he says he's gonna start at his house. So just like Yahweh Shai in his camp, he had agents. The Most High has agents in his church, and lead them up. And that was the spirit that was on, I think, certain apostles and elders that were going into that this week or last week about agents in the camp. That's always been coming out. But the Most High is going to start with his own house.
Verse 18. And also, if the righteous are barely saved, what will happen to the godless sinners?
Yeah.
Right, so everyone's talking about the people that don't want to come in, they don't want to listen, they're getting offended by, GMS, by the way they preach, by the way they look, all these things. And, you're looking at the outward appearance, right? You're getting caught up in your emotions, right? You should be looking at, because one thing I learned when I was playing sports, like I didn't get caught up, because something in sports is like, the coach will bring you in the front and cut you in front of everybody. What'd you do on this play? And you get embarrassed and things like that, but you can't get caught up with what the coach is saying. You gotta look at or how he's saying it, sorry, you have to focus on what he's saying, the message, what he's saying, because this can help you get better, right? If you get too caught up in your emotions, then you're missing the message, like, oh, I hate this guy, man, I don't like the way he brings it up. And now you're missing what he's trying to tell you. He's here to coach you, right? He's here to make you better. So these people get caught up in like the fact of how we preach, but really, if you really want to get better, you're gonna get better. You're gonna sit there and listen. You're gonna take it. You're gonna take the punches. You're gonna take the blows. And that's really if you're a follower of Yahweh Shai at that Shai. Yes, it's gonna sit people out. So it's a good thing, even if you're on your channels, you don't have a lot of people following you. It's not a bad thing. You're just sifting people out, right? It's not for everybody. It's only for the elect.
Yep.
And that's a small number.
And the reason why, because remember, 144,000 in a world full of billions of people, it's going to be impossible to get thousands of views. That won't even really make sense.
Exactly.
Even when you do add up the 1/3, right? Because remember, a lot of the 1/3 are not going to be fervent. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like no. Some of them are just going to be people who did nice things. Some of them are just going to be family. You know what I mean? It's not like they're going to be dedicated. No.
Yeah, they don't got
the 1/3 are not dedicated like that. Like they're just sitting there waiting for brothers to drop videos. They're just doing their thing, man. But they might just be a little righteous. Yeah, some people that are going to be woken up in the last hour, so the videos are not going to get crazy views. It doesn't make sense for them to get crazy views because the majority of them are not going to be righteous.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Exactly. So even if you get majority, then the majority, exactly.
It's a waste.
Yep. Then on that?
That's the last one. So it says, so if you are suffering in a manner that pleases Yahweh Shai, keep on doing what is right and trust your lives to the power who created you, for he will never fail you.
I got this real quick. This is Galatians 1:10. Going into what Kabar said about us, the prophet, the answer to the prophet is to say what the Most High. But Micah said, I will only say what the Most High tells me to say. So Galatians 1:10. For do I now persuade men, or Yahweh, Bashem Shai? Or do I seek to please men, or do I seek to please men? For if I yet please men, I should not be a servant of Yahweh Shai.
Wow.
Right. So, like, honestly, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if someone gets upset. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if a brother gets upset when you're talking the truth. That doesn't matter. You might feel bad because you genuinely like the brother, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if people get upset because you know what? A lot of people overlook the simple fact that if these people see a pet, right, and he gets caught and he's ashamed, they're gonna say you should be ashamed of yourself. Look what you did. But when we tell you you're going off, there's a shame out the sin, there's a shame out the glory. If you're being corrected, you should feel a little shame. But also, where's the awareness?
Hey, listen, back in the day, I could see how certain brothers could, not really be as fervent. But we're in 2025 right now, man. This is not a joke, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you can't see it right now, well, guess what?
It's not for you.
It's not for you. Yeah. Certain people just need to just bow out.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Throw in the towel.
Yeah.
It ain't for you.
That's right. Get up before the debt gets, you already have a debt.
Yeah.
Get up before it gets deeper.
2025, there's certain things that we shouldn't even have to say. It's scary times we're living in, man. Serious.
That's it on that. I got something else when you got anything.
Yeah, bring it up, brother.
Okay, come. You got something?
Yeah, it was basically what Barzal was
going
into. Just read it from the KJV. This is Zephaniah 3:19. Behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee, and I will save her that halted, and gathereth her that was driven out.
Hey, and those scriptures are not even hidden. Like when you first come into the truth. When you first come into the truth, those scriptures about salvation, they hit nice. But now that we're in a time of destruction, bro, it's scary. It's scary, man. Because we got to make it through the destruction to get to salvation. You know what I mean? When you just come into the truth, you hear salvation, yo, kingdom, yo, chariots, yo, this is amazing. But now when you're seasoned, right, you got to make it through the destruction first. And the destruction ain't gonna be no cakewalk.
Yeah, it's a narrow path.
It's a narrow path.
Fire and water on both sides.
You know,
One of each on each side.
that's right. You know, the brothers don't really even talk about multiple women in the kingdom. Remember how that was a thing?
Oh my God.
Isaiah 4:1, Isaiah 4.
We would walk down the street and be like, yep, I claim her. I claim her. Remember those?
Yeah,
I claim that bitch.
that's right. Brother, you can't claim her.
Yeah. That's why you're committing adultery. That's spiritual adultery.
That spirit hasn't really came out anymore because like what you said, like men that are seasoned.
Yeah, we're getting serious, man.
Yeah, we know that, that's a byproduct of life.
Hey, like a boxer,
Yeah,
when a boxer is in training mode,
yeah.
you don't give a shit about no woman, right?
That's right.
Yeah,
When you go to war, you're not supposed to pop your woman. So
Correct.
we're in war right now. We're not like that spirit's not out. Really, you should be thinking about, you should be in the spirit of judging every single thing, starting with yourself and rulership. Because you're upset that, these people are getting more prideful while we're suffering, which is good, it's fine, because we know it's for a reward. But still, you should, if the scriptures say in the GNT, I'll bring it out later, that you should intensely hate wickedness. And obsessively hate wickedness.
Oh, like Lot.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
That's right.
When that shit was in his face, it's in our face.
And it's in our face even
You go-
worse.
You go on the, go on the phone and.
Yeah, but the one that you brothers just posted pissed me off because the him looked like a woman. And then I seen the video and I never took it in. And then when I watched it, I'm like, oh, this is a man. Where she's like, oh, I have to put the M.
On her license.
No, on her passport.
Passport. Yeah. I seen that. I thought it was a woman too.
I thought it was a woman.
What the fool you?
Yo,
Scary.
you can't trust anything. That's why that spirit of multi, let the Lord bring a woman to you. Don't be going out there looking for them. You never know what you're starting.
Yeah.
Is that it on that? No?
No, this
There's one.
yeah. Oh, what I wanted to say too, because you said you get into that spirit about of hindering from being with a woman, like a perfect example is the movie Book of Eli. Like when the woman Solara was trying to get on him, she said about what's on the house. He's like,
She wasn't just trying to get, she was running him down.
yeah, she ran him down and he trapped her in the mine.
Yeah.
That had the water reservoirs. So
No, the movie Book of Eli.
yeah,
And then didn't he use her too?
Yeah.
He used her at a point
yeah,
to trap up the people?
Yes.
Yeah. But that's when he came out of the thing and she said, "Oh, I know where there's the water."
Yeah,
He
yeah,
used her,
Yeah.
and then someone was sleeping outside of the thing at Carnegie owned that.
Yes.
So yeah,
She was trapped inside or something like that.
no, he put her in there, but he got the water because she told him about it because he didn't want to deal with her.
Yeah.
But
They showed you in that movie though what women are used for in the first scene.
Yeah.
She came out, she's like, help, I need help.
Yes.
And you already knew it was all.
Don't go help her.
Like in the show Primal,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a
the
good
little
one.
girl,
The little
Yeah.
girl did that.
Yep.
and she got trapped up by those weirdos and cannibals.
Then that she got gun butt because they're so stupid. And then she got raped.
Yeah.
Grape.
Wasn't that in the road or there was some movie like that? Some girl, somebody screaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened in the road.
Yeah, the road, somebody screaming.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like a sound bit or some shit or.
Oh, let me go
I don't know,
help.
but yeah.
It's all around the house.
Hey, that's why. Hey, it's funny.
It's animals.
Hey, it's funny right now, but that's why brothers are wondering why the Most High is putting a heavy spirit on us. Some of you probably saying, "Damn, why are we so cutthroat?" Because it's to prepare you for those days, man. Because you're gonna hear worse.
Yeah.
That's a woman. What are you gonna do when you hear a kid scream, man?
Baby.
And you run out like Superman? Oh, don't let me go. I gotta help.
In the movie it was a toy, it was a baby and it had that
Yes.
like a crying baby.
I gotta go help.
And then when she came, she seen it to go, it's a fucking toy. Right? Yeah. What the?
Oh.
You gotta be spiritual, man.
Yep.
That's when people turn into animals.
Yeah.
Lawlessness.
It wasn't that the movie, the Book of Eli? Denzel and the woman.
Yeah.
And the girl was a shopping cart.
Yes.
She wanted to help, and Denzel was like, no.
Yeah,
He was talking to himself.
Yeah.
He's like, don't do it.
No, you're probably the first.
He's talking about the first scene. That
Yeah.
part you're talking about is when he was on bridge.
On the bridge.
Bikers came and they shot the guy. They shot the guy and then they raped the bitch. He's like,
Oh.
Let's keep going.
It has nothing to do with it.
Zephaniah 3 and 19, sorry, top. Behold, at this time I will undo all that afflict thee, and I will save her that halted, and gather her that was driven out. And I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame.
Yeah, we're not worried about that right now, man. We're worried about the downfall of our enemies. We're worried about the implementation of the MOTB, which is going to bring great death and calamity upon the world, man. Right? The kingdom is going to come no matter what. None of us can stop the rulership of Yahushua because it's Yahushua. Who the hell's going to stop him from reigning over the world? Nobody.
Right.
He's already done it. He's already won.
You already, yep.
And
It's
he
just-
tells you
Mhm.
that he's Alpha and Omega, King of Kings, and he took the crowns off of these the rulers
That's right.
that are ruling actually in this time.
Right now. Right now.
Play out.
He's just waiting for his brothers.
That's right. Yeah.
They got to go through what he went through.
Yeah. Yeah.
He already made it. He's on the other side, like the dream the brother had.
Yeah. Kind
Right?
of.
He's on the other side. Where are you at? It's
Yeah,
taking
yeah.
so long. No, I'm joking.
Well, he said in the dream, he's like the spirit that was coming out of the house was like, you know, when someone special is coming over you, you want to make sure everything's right.
Oh, hell yeah.
And he's like, yo, make sure everything's right for my brother. Like, make sure I'm serious.
Yeah.
So Yahushua is waiting there, like, I can't wait. You know, just like us down here. Just like us down here.
Hey, but I love those movies, right? Like those medieval time movies. When you have a king coming or a ruler coming, they got to get ready.
Yeah.
The whole community.
Whole community, yeah.
Yo, it's a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they showed you that in the first episode of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, come.
Right?
Huh?
All right. That's it.
Yeah.
I had a precept on it. This is Acts 14 and 22. It says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of the Most High.
That's right.
In the NLT, it says, where they strengthen the believers, they encourage them to continue in the faith, reminding them.
When you read that, I think of where the scripture says, if your right eye offend you, pluck it up. You got to make it no matter what, man.
That's right. Exactly.
Even if you're maimed, because it says if you're maimed or whatever.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's more profitable than a member to be cast in the fire than the whole body.
That's right.
Yep.
So
Shalom.
it says that they encourage them to continue in the faith, reminding them that we must suffer many hardships to enter the kingdom of the Most High.
That's right. Right. That's what the elders, the elders of your camps are preparing you for, man. That's what they're preparing you for. We're not preparing for the kingdom. Not preparing for that. That's the easy part. That's the part where you made it. You got new bodies. You don't got to worry about nothing no more because you're perfect. You got to make it through this, man. Shit.
Let me get the word.
And that takes mental fortitude.
Tribulation. Yeah, the word tribulation.
Strong's G 2347. Thalipsis.
Which means a pressing together, pressure, metaphor, oppression, affliction, tribulation, distress, straits.
Mhm.
In the Strong's, it says afflicted, anguish, burdened. And then the Edom, to press as grapes.
Wow.
Press hard upon, a compressed weight.
Grapes.
Metaphor, metaphor to trouble, afflict, distress.
No, but that's us. We're gonna be pressed.
No, for sure. I'm
Yeah.
saying that because Gethsemane.
Yeah,
the
the
oil,
oil gets it.
yeah, he was the oil being pressed.
Yeah, Khan.
So we're following that same
Jeez.
example.
Yeah.
To proud,
The crowd?
proud.
Well, of course, exactly,
Like I said,
exactly,
like I
man.
said, the world is
Yo,
tightening. The world is tightening. So everything is,
it's not just tightening, bro.
suppressing.
A lot of you brothers that are in this thing, you only know a time of social media. You only know the time of CCTV. I remember a time before all of those stuff. I remember a time before cameras. You know how free people were? People were free. People did crime like it was nothing. There's serial killers out here that never got caught before. But like the brother's saying, we're in a time right now where everything, you can't make it down the street without being on 10 cameras. They know your every step, every move you make.
Sweat your personal interest.
Our phones are being pinged right now. They know we're all together. Remember during the time, a police could just show up to the house right now and be like, yes, we know there's a gathering going on right now, just off of your phone. The phone alone can tell them, hey, there's too much people gathered in one house.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that because earlier, I'm driving down to the house here. I noticed on every major intersection, there's always a camera.
Yeah, that's
And then
right.
now it's changed. It's not even like more oppressive. Even go on these like little streets that I normally go on to go about my day, just to avoid those cameras. Now there's cameras there.
That's right.
And so I'm like,
That's right.
damn, I can't even do anything.
Can't.
Can't even drive fast.
They just installed new cameras on Detroit Highway, AI cameras, so they can look in the camera in the car.
Wow.
So if you're doing something with your phone, if your seatbelts, they find they like 400.
You put it up, right?
Yeah, you put it there.
Howard,
Yeah.
they know that, so when you're on the highway, and you're driving and there's traffic, they know that through your phone, because so many people are on the highway with their phones, so they know that's a lot of people are in that area.
That's why before GPS.
We remember a time when police had to do work.
Yeah, exactly.
They had to do surveillance.
Yeah.
They had to stake you out.
Yeah.
You know, wiretaps.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, now it's immediate information. They don't have to sit outside 2 blocks down with a sound radar pointed at your house and doing it.
No, but
Even a flower van.
right, even just going off of what you said, they keep arresting the guy, top 5, because he's telling on himself.
Right.
They post the crime on social media. The cops.
Yeah.
The cops are like, thanks. They admit to it.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do it on the social media. The cops are like, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Polish, we said great.
Yeah, polish, we said
They don't
great
give a shit. See my wickedness. I love it.
Yeah.
You know?
What was his last video? He's on the Don Valley or whatever, his homies was getting arrested. He's like, yo, we need murder beefs over here.
Idiots.
On social media.
Idiots.
What's up with this guy, bro?
Babylon, that's Nimrod.
Babylonian and Babylon.
Yeah.
That shows you that, we're going to have to be really obedient in the spirit. Like, going into the AI surveillance.
They had the thing in the coffee shop in the China.
Exactly. Yeah.
Looking at the girls, they're like, oh, how many did she do?
Susie did this.
Yes.
What's your work?
What's your work
production?
Yeah, how do you produce? That's right.
Breaks you take.
So you're gonna have to be, we're gonna have to be a lot more obedient in the spirit. Some of us get away with texting and driving right now. In that time, you can't do that.
No way.
And if you do it, guess what? You only have yourself to blame because we have this truth. Certain like little movements like that, we're gonna have to be. It's gonna be so tight. Like,
yes.
Not even an inch of your foot can go left or right.
That's right.
You're just.
That's right.
Because you have to be so obedient.
That's right.
And the things that we're going through in our own personal lives and stuff. Like I've been eating my boss. In my new job, I've just only been there for 6 months. The first 3 months, there was no boss. There was just trainers. So kind of freelance was nice. Just eating my boss came in and his eyes are on me all the time. This minute, that minute, this thing, that thing. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And then I was cursing out in my mind, and then my brother did a video about the way we should walk. I forgot the brother's name, but the way we should walk. And it was just like, yo, like this man is sent by Satan to keep you in check. Because you need to be tight. You can't have the mentality that, for example, my client says, I have an 8 o'clock client. And he's like, I'm not showing up, I can't come. And it's only 1 hour. I'm not gonna come in and I'm not gonna get paid for it. But this guy's like, you have to come in, you have to do something at the gym, you have to, what the hell is this? It's like you have to seem productive. But and Yahushua is like, you have to do that. How do you know I didn't have to do that? Even though you might think it's nonsense, it adds to something in the future.
Yeah, the discipline.
The discipline. So it's getting tighter so that we have to be blameless.
Yeah. He
can't be able to say, hey, he can't be able to blame me for my lack of discipline.
True.
That's a shameful thing because I know the truth.
Yeah, so those are all the AI miracles we're going into. Precept came out earlier. 3 unclean spirits like frogs leaped out like frogs. Right, but I just wanted to say real quick. the guy that's in power now in so-called Congress down there, he said this, the biometric exit entry visa tracking system will be on land, sea, and air, and you will do it. You will get it, and you have to obey it. So that AI is out of control. Hey, but we like that.
Yeah, but
We like that.
he's working with all the technology companies. Yeah, he's not playing right now.
Hey,
Yeah, well, you're gonna see it play out like you said.
Mhm.
and all this AI governance, like I forgot what video I was watching, but this email was going into how, for instance, because the AI is not, it's like the whole, it's all about surveillance and power. They don't care about money anymore because they print it. They don't care about that. So if you're only allowed a certain amount of coffee, they have like your kettle is hooked up to the AI thing. So your kettle is not going to start because you ran out of your options for coffee. Some brothers are addicted to coffee. You're gonna bug out. You're gonna get
Oh
upset.
yeah, a lot of
You're
people are
not-
gonna bug out.
you know what I mean?
You know what? Limit for the month.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you're not used to having to dial down your vices. You go without.
That happened in a movie of The Island.
Yeah. So little
I
things
actually
like
watched it.
no, I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
Little things like that are things to think about. When the Lord puts you in a scenario where you're
That's why the spirits on the apostles to push that stoic life.
yeah, there you go. Yeah.
It's better to be in a stoic mindset
Yeah.
to go without. And now brothers shouldn't even be in clubs.
Oh yeah.
You know, that spirit should be long gone. You used to have that spirit.
Oh yeah.
That spirit should be long gone.
That's right. I'm on, let's call it Internet of Things, when everything is connected to the internet.
Yeah.
Right,
Apostle
right.
I brought that out years ago.
Right.
And then they also have the Internet of Bodies when they're trying to connect every person together.
Yes. Your fridge, let's say, you underhandedly got food that you didn't have access to. Your fridge is gonna know what's in it. So let's say you put that underhanded meat or whatever that you got. Your fridge is gonna detect something that you're not supposed to have, and you're gonna have people knocking on your door. So your own devices in your house are gonna rapture because AI is Esau's angels. Those are his angels.
So when you go to these hotels, these resorts, they have a fridge inside your room.
Yeah.
And if you take out a beer, it gets charged to you when you leave.
Yeah.
And they know it's gone because the fridge tell them it's gone.
See, there you
So
go.
the same thing you're saying,
Yeah,
it's actually there.
Yeah, kind of, look at that. You know that.
Yeah.
And that's what you're seeing in Amazon Go. These Amazon stores are doing.
That's
the
right.
same thing.
Yeah.
You could just take stuff and walk out and then it just charges to you.
Yeah.
Right? There's a store in the mall, it's a Japanese store, a Chinese store. They got some cheap stuff. When you go there, the stuff you have, there's no cashier. You just put it in.
Uniglow?
Yeah, Uniglow.
Yeah.
You just put it in a bin.
Yeah.
And it knows what's in the bin.
Yes. It's actually a pretty good store.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all
Yeah,
digitized, but it's actually a really good store.
Yeah, everything's digitized, man. When you put it in the bin, if you got 5 stuff, you put 5 stuff in the bin, everything comes up on the screen.
Yeah.
You don't gotta scan nothing.
They have those smart shopping carts.
Yes.
Certain grocery stores in America.
Yeah.
You put it in, it shows you the price. And
Whole Foods.
Yeah, they have some good products there.
I got a pizza. This is Matthew 21, since brothers are going into production.
Right.
21 and 33 NOT, it says, now, that this is how Shai read letter. Now listen to another story. A certain landowner planted a vineyard, built a wall around it, dug a pit for pressing out the grape juice, and built a lookout tower. Then he leased the vineyard to tenant farmers and moved to another country. At the time of the great harvest, he sent his servants to collect his share of the crop. But the farmers grabbed his servants, beat one, killed one, and stoned another. So the landowner sent a larger group of his servants to collect for him, but the results were the same. Finally, the owner sent his son, thinking surely they would respect my son. But when the tenant farmers saw his son coming, they said to one another, here comes the heir to this estate. It says, come on, let's kill him and get the estate for ourselves. So they grabbed him and dragged him out of the vineyard and murdered him. When the owner of the vineyard returns, Yahushua asked, what do you think he will do to those farmers? The religious leaders replied, he will put the wicked man to a horrible death and lease the vineyard to others who will give him the share of the crop after each harvest. Then Yahushua asked them, didn't you ever read this in the scriptures? The stone that the builders rejected has now become the cornerstone. This is the Lord's doing, and it is wonderful to see. I tell you, the kingdom of heaven will be taken away from you and given to a nation that will produce the proper fruit. Anyone who stumbles over that stone will be broken to pieces, and it will crush anyone it falls on. When the leading priests and Pharisees heard this parable, they realized he was telling the story against them. They were the wicked farmers. They wanted to arrest him, but were afraid of the crowds who considered Yahushua to be a prophet.
Wow.
I got this real quick. This is Colossians 4:4 and 5. It says, walk in wisdom towards them that are without, redeeming the time. Right? So that's simple as that. Walking in wisdom is putting the fear of the Lord at the forefront of your mind. So even if it might seem like this is like, Esau says, it's just a white lie. Even if it seems like it's something small, you got to take it seriously. Even more so now than before. The scriptures say, be not ignorant of anything small nor great, because everything is going to count. It says, let your speech be always with grace. Yeah, so people don't have to know what you're thinking, especially in the world. You don't always have to, graceful, in and out, boom. You don't have to meet new people, all that nonsense. It says, season your salt, that ye may know how ye ought to answer every man. So we should know how to reply against our enemy in certain situations, because you're in the spirit of wisdom, you're in the spirit of fear of the Lord, of being obedient to the Lord. And a lot of you that basically slighted this grace period, you're going to let your emotions dictate your actions, your movement, and that's going to lead you to death. A horrible death too. It's not going to be quick. For the Most High is pissed off. That's it on that.
That's true. This is 2 Ezra 16 and 67. It says, behold, Yahweh himself is the judge. Fear him. Leave off from your sins and forget your iniquities, to meddle no more with them forever. So shall Yahweh lead you forth and deliver you from all trouble.
Right.
For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you, and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach.
Right, so derision, confused, reproach, because you might have went 2 days without eating. You saw, has a meal, because you're a resistance to his society, and he has a meal, but you don't know what's in that meal. Like in Snowpiercer, I think they were eating those blocks, and then you find out in the movie it's a bunch of bugs and bullshit. And some of those people were born at the back of the train, so to them it was just food. But it's the same thing. Most I can put you in a position where you're gonna be without for a bit, and then that test is gonna come, and you're gonna have to make a decision out of yes or no. And then you're gonna be left in derision if you were never set up to be a elect, and obviously if you ever took advantage of his grace period.
And they that consent unto him shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden under foot. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord.
Right.
They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord, Yahweh.
Somebody get the word insurrection.
For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses.
Yeah, because you don't have the MOTB.
Right.
How are you gonna have a house if you don't have the MOTB? You can't have nothing in that day.
That's right.
Right? You're not taking part of their business. Right? You're not a part of that traffic.
Makes you what do they call them? Illegal.
You're definitely gonna be illegal at that time.
Yeah.
They don't want ownership for regular people, so especially people without MOTV.
Fine.
Right.
They want the smart city.
Smart cities, yeah.
15 minutes within walking distance.
That's right.
They don't even need a car.
Yeah.
They don't want you to have a car.
Nope.
Yeah.
So like you always bring up communism, but it's even more fascism. Really.
It is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
ownership is gone.
Yeah.
Done. What did he say? And they shall love it? What did he
Yeah,
say?
yeah, yeah, you should have nothing.
Shall nothing.
Yeah,
Shall nothing.
Show nothing and.
and be happy. It's true.
It's true, it's gonna be convenient, because, some of these smart cities, you can track your steps. Esau, he wants you to think you're transitioning into a more glorified state than you're in.
Hmm.
So now we wear Fitbits, which is above the skin surveillance.
Hey, but guess what? Like when we were in school, right? I remember when everything transitioned to uniform. Now, wearing a uniform, there's a lot of benefits to a uniform. You know what I mean? Especially if you're poor. But here's what happened. The people that are in that mindset of a uniform, they don't have a mindset of themselves, right? So that's what the MOTB is,
True.
right? You don't have a mindset of yourself. You put on that identity, right? That's the thing with a uniform. You put on an identity.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to put on an identity of the wicked, man.
That's right.
But in school, a lot of people who wear uniforms, they used to be proud, right? They used to boast.
Oh yeah, yeah, hell yeah.
I'm somebody now.
Yeah,
So this is what's gonna happen when MOTV comes out. A lot of people are gonna boast and be like, yo, I got this thing implanted in me. I can, open my door, my car doors.
Yeah.
I can pay for everything. I don't have to carry a phone.
Yeah,
I don't have to carry a key. So they're gonna
can detect cancer.
Yeah.
They're gonna think they're superhuman. I can do this. Like if I jump from this height, I don't feel any impact. This guy, they're gonna think they're doing good.
Yeah, but just like when you didn't get the jump shot, when you go places and people say, are you one or double? And you're like, I'm none. You're none?
Yeah, well, the option is one or double.
That's how you know that's a precursor, man. That's how you know that's a precursor to the MOTV.
Scriptures say, therefore trust in the shadow of Egypt shall be your confusion. Right? We saw with the serpent piss, everyone trusted in it, and now all kinds of stories are coming out of people being deleted, deleting from it.
Yep. And they put your deletion under something else.
Right.
Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah,
That's all they did. That's how you know those medical examiners and all those people, they're paid off.
Yeah.
They're a bunch of liars.
The cause of death on the certificate.
Yes.
It had to be something.
Natural causes.
Yeah.
My grandnephew.
But during the pandemic, they used to, when you die from anything, they would
Car
consider
crash.
that. Now it's the opposite now. Now it's the opposite.
You got shot, put the bit.
Yeah.
Well, because the doctors getting paid.
Oh yeah.
That's how Esau bribes people.
Hey, that's why they had it every day on CT24 today. 200 people.
Oh my God.
Today, 50 people were affected today, and every day.
Every day.
Journalism, right?
And we project by the end of the month.
That's fear.
Yeah.
They push to keep you in a state of fear.
I notice how in that whole thing they didn't even show who these people were.
Never.
It's just you're just going.
And a lot of those news clips were just on repeat. You were watching the same thing daily.
You don't even know it. That's true.
Well, no, man.
And you know what? We see this before it even came from watching that movie.
Contagion?
Yeah, Contagion. And the whole thing happened in it. It's like I mean, like if you go back and watch the movie Contagion and then be like analyze.
People saying stop the spread. Stay home.
Yes.
I remember it was like April, May. I go outside for a walk and nobody's out because they're like, "Yo, stay home."
You remember the roads? Yo, we were flying on the roads. Gas prices were cheap. Yo,
48 cents.
Yeah. That low. That's crazy.
Good time.
In the midst of a pandemic.
Never let a good crisis
go to waste.
That's right.
I remember on the news, there's a helicopter view, aerial view in Italy. And there's a number on the screen, 900 mass graves. And there's bulldozers digging out these holes. And they have all these body bags. And I was like, look at this propaganda machine. 900 plus deaths. And they're just throwing these, like the elder said, you never saw who or anything.
No.
They're just throwing in props.
Yeah.
Right?
And then all you people, your response was fuck 2020.
Yeah.
That was just smooth, fuck 2020.
Yep.
I want the restaurants back. I want
Yep.
them all open.
Yep.
That's all you cared about.
Yeah.
Like in that PSYOP movie, Blink Twice.
Yep.
Right? The guy just kept saying, "Are you having a good time?" If you've been traumatized, that's a serious movie. Man.
Yeah.
Because you guys watch it, right? That's a serious
Yeah, the one with
Channing Tatum.
yeah, Channing Tatum and the
You
director
know who
was
directed was Zoe Kravitz.
yeah, so he crashed his daughter.
With an Amalekite.
Yeah.
Next year was an Amalekite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a serious movie.
So that's why he said you will own nothing and be happy. Because you're gonna have these distractions, these dopamine rushes, like those VR sets.
Yes.
They show those pictures of VR, the guy's in the tin box.
Yes.
And he has a VR set.
Yes.
Yeah.
Too busy being happy, huh?
There was a trainer that was, he was training his client, and he had the whole VR set. He's working on training his client. He's looking around, he's like, so when next time I get you in, he's like, let me check my schedule. I'm looking at this guy, I'm like, yo, so what do you see? Really? I'm just questioning, like, what do you see? He's like, I see whatever I want to see.
That's being assimilated.
So imagine that when you got the thing.
Yeah.
And the 5G set up.
Damn.
Maybe even the 6G.
Yeah.
Cook.
So you're going to be able to interact with certain
Yeah.
smart devices.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be like a hologram.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's the mirror. That's part of the mirror. It's so attractive.
Yeah.
You have the meta glasses.
Yep. And that's, you see what they did with that? They just walk around with a meta and they're able to tell who you are. Get your name, your address, everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Serious, man. Our information is out there, man. That's why these companies,
biometrics for years.
that's what I was about. These companies are harvesting information, man. Harvesting.
And then they magically leak. Well, we got hacked.
Yeah, we got hacked. Okay. We sold it.
Yeah, many of those big companies, because FedEx is one of them. Like they take people's license plates, like from their vehicles that drive out on the road. It's taking pictures of other people's license plates, like from the front to the back and all of that. Hive mind.
And these Google glasses, man, the profits, they're gonna look, the average Joe Blows, regular people, are gonna look at you, see your face come up, cat videos come up, see you in garments, they're like, oh, okay.
They're gonna have a bolo outfit.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Which is you're unwanted.
Yeah.
So Isaiah 9:16 in NLT, for the leaders of the people have misled them. They have led them down to the path of destruction. And that's what all this convenience is all about. I think you mentioned it, the paved road to convenience, or to the road to wickedness is smooth. Yes, it's smooth paved road. Right? So it says that that is why the Lord, Yahweh Shai, takes some pleasure in the young men and shows no mercy on the widows and orphans. That's why we were saying earlier, a lot of you leaders are gonna have a lot of blood on your hands. Because you've led these people, right? And the Most High is not gonna have mercy on them. If they're not the elect. He's gonna destroy them. And that's blood that you're gonna have to deal with. So it says, for they are all wicked hypocrites, and they all speak foolishness. But even then, the Lord Yahweh's anger will not be satisfied. His fist is still poised, ready to strike.
Yeah, because like the scripture says, can we heal Babylon?
Exactly.
Can't do nothing, man.
Exactly.
Nothing we could do.
Exactly.
Nothing at all. Right? We're gonna have kids that are gonna die, women are gonna die, and it's just a part of the judgment. It's not even about death anymore, because whoever dies moving forward is just slated for death. We're starting to understand death and destruction more. It's all righteous, man.
That's right.
It is what it is.
You can't fulfill your sacrifice if you don't understand death.
Yeah, kind.
You have to understand death to actually properly fulfill your sacrifice.
Because you'll get emotional.
Exactly.
Like what's his name? Like Luke Skywalker, right? When his woman died.
Oh yeah.
Anakin. He was pissed.
Yeah.
But Yoda tried to let him know, or Judah told him, listen, death is a part of life. you know, but he was trying to hold on to his woman
Right,
because he lost his mom as well.
right, right.
And then when he had that dream of his woman dying in childbirth,
Right, she's
he,
pregnant.
he bugged him out.
Yeah,
That's how that senator got to Palpatine.
Yeah, Palpatine got to him that way.
There's knowledge out there from the Sith.
Yeah. The dark side.
He's like, they can even stop the ones you love
From dying.
Oh, wow.
Yo, caught him.
Not from Jedi.
Yeah. Yo, that's a serpent. That's serpent knowledge right there.
Which he was right, which he's right when you go into the last movie that came out. Because he was still alive. He was using Sith technology to keep him alive the whole time.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't lying,
Yeah.
but he was lying at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was.
He did not surely die.
Yeah, that's it.
That was Elon Musk. He's using that Neuralink.
I'll finish it up. It says verse 18, for wickedness burneth as a fire. This is the King James. It shall devour the briars and thorns, and shall kindle in the thickets of the forest, and they shall mount up like the lift upon smoke. Through the wrath of the Lord Yahweh of hosts is the land darkened, and the people shall be as the fuel of fire. No man shall.
Yeah, because the scripture says that. No, what is it? Before them, the Garden of Eden, and then behind them, desolate wilderness, man. But them missiles is gonna bring desolate wilderness, man.
That's right. Through the wrath of the Lord Yahweh of hosts is the land darkened, and the people shall be as fuel of the fire. No man shall spare his brother, and he shall snatch one on the right hand and be hungry, and he shall eat on the left hand, and they shall not be satisfied. They shall eat every man the flesh of his own arm. Yeah, that's it. Can I bring this up quick?
So cannibalism coming back?
That's right.
Damn.
That's right.
Going into the MO TV, it was a witchcraft. The book of Samuel 15 and 22, NLT. It reads, but Samuel replied, what is more pleasing to the Lord Yahweh, your burnt offerings and sacrifices, or your obedience to his voice? Listen, obedience is better than sacrifices, and submission is better than offerings than fat or rams. And here's the point. Verse 22, rebellion is as sinful as witchcraft, and stubbornness as a vassal worship idols. So because you have rejected the command of the Lord Yahweh, he has a right to you as a king. So in that day when you take the MOTV, the Lord's gonna reject you, right?
That's right. That's right, because you rejected him.
That's right.
Yeah, you rejected him. You're a whore.
That's right.
I don't want a bitch after she laid with another man.
That's right.
Heck, if you're with me and you go lay with another man, I don't want you. Right? Same thing with the Most High. If you go and get popped by this MOTV, insert this unrighteous device in you, the Most High don't have nothing to do with you, man.
That's right.
You're being branded by the system.
Yeah, that's right.
You're part of the Borg.
Yeah, that's right.
Hive mind. So you're all thinking alike in wickedness.
Yeah, Khan.
That's what it's all about, being programmed.
Yeah.
Programmed with more wickedness, you know, and the pride, right? Oh my goodness, it's like it's gonna be a thing of, oh, you don't have it? Yeah, get it, juiced in.
Yeah,
status, right?
And it's just gonna show you how weak people are for this fake ass world.
Yeah.
Because remember, the money that we already have in our pocket is already fake.
Yep.
So to move over to the MOTB, this society is just going to get more fake.
Yeah.
We're literally just playing Monopoly.
Yeah.
None of us are living real lives.
Yep.
So to even take that just means everything is just going to be more fake.
Yeah.
Because by the time the MOTB comes in, there will be no more earning money.
Exactly.
That's done with.
Exactly.
They're just going to be giving you money based upon whatever that it is. That's right.
That's not money. It's a point system.
It's just a fucking point
You
system,
get
man.
$2,000 a month. That's your
Why would I want to live?
It's like in video games, credit.
Con,
Credits.
as a man, why would you want to live like that?
Exactly.
You gotta dance and You just like these guys on TikTok.
Yeah,
On TikTok, you have people doing all types of dumb shit. Thanks, man. Thanks for that. You know, just like back in the day, you have the girls that did the cam girls. You know, cam girls?
Yep.
They're on camera playing with their pussy and all that dumb shit just for $1. That's you. I'm not a cam girl.
That's why they have people bugging out in the States now, because it's banned.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Crying in the butt.
Exactly. They're gone. Yeah.
This is my life.
Yeah, come, my livelihood.
Life school.
Well, you gotta understand how people behave when a new film comes out. Big lineups.
Yeah.
You know, it's gonna be the same with MOTV.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like when that nigga 2 Chainz had to get the first robot from Elon Musk. You don't know what you're bringing into your house. Cause didn't they say that shit is a demon? You just brought a demon into your house, man. Around your children. That's gonna be studying you 24/7.
AI is a portal.
AI is a portal.
They're giving
Jake.
Black Mirror.
And a form of idolatry.
It's gonna be like studying the movements of Jake, like how Jake is, you know, and sending it back to Elon, and then to have a plan to further oppress Israelites.
That's
Jake,
right.
you know,
trying to be like the most side.
And if you take it in, it's like this is like the first idol that actually you can talk to and it talks back to you. These people are juiced in.
Create your AI girlfriend.
Oh yeah.
That's a demon.
Yeah. This the perfect woman.
Yeah. And your demon is gonna be personalized just for you.
Oh, and they sell it to you so good too, because they'll be like, oh yeah, she doesn't talk back. She doesn't say no.
Yeah.
All of these type of dumb shit when they're the ones that ruin women. Women were good. You're the ones that ruin women, you fucking devils. Why the fuck would I want an AI bitch when these women were in order?
Yes.
So bad.
That's why people buy these things. They bought these things because they've destroyed society so much.
Right.
Because if society was still intact, people would be like, AI, what the fuck I want that for?
It's true.
I'm going home to my wife.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
But most people are lonely.
Yeah.
Most people are single.
Yeah.
They don't know how to interact. So AI is normal.
That's right. That's right.
I got a quick one. I don't know if it came out, real quick. I don't know if Isaiah 19:14 came out.
No, bring it up. You
Real quick. Yeah, so it says, right, what we're going into right now, and precept came out, right, show us more light on it in regards to Revelation 16:14, 14 to 15. So it says here, the Lord had put mingled a perverse spirit, right? Going back into that wicked that you brought out, a wicked spirit. So that's what this is, right? And we see the demons that are playing hardcore over time.
And revert needs to turn away.
That's right. Yeah, that's ultimately it, because you have that spirit to do it.
Yeah.
And it says, in the midst thereof, that they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof. Every work thereof.
Yep.
Hey, who posted the one about them building the big Baphomet?
Oh, Mayan.
Yeah, that's a perverse spirit, man. That's a perverse spirit. Because if you build that, you're promoting not just witchcraft, you're also promoting PDF files.
That's right. Yeah.
Right? Because if you're gonna build it, you should usually the ones that they build are the ones with the little children on the side.
Yeah. It's true. Yeah. This place strong, wicked, man.
Yeah, exactly.
That one's Sabrina.
Yeah.
Sabrina.
The new Sabrina, the teenage, the new one. That's actually good. They went into some heavy witchcraft in that one. And they had us watching that shit from we were kids.
Yes.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
What, Bewitched?
Yeah, coming.
And you have to these people were the witches in your life.
I used to watch it like that, man. Or when I was a kid, we used to watch Teenage Wolf. What was that one?
Yeah, Teenage Wolf.
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah. Teenage Wolf.
Something like
Teen Wolf.
yeah.
Teen Wolf or
Something I can't
I
remember.
remember one was
but
called Teen Wolf, but I think there was a Teenage Wolf. With what you mean, Michael J. Fox?
Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, that's the one. Because they
Yeah.
had the movie, and then they brought out a new one, Teen Wolf,
Yeah.
in like 2010 or so, or before that.
No, but look at the big one that had the girls them going crazy.
oh, Twilight?
Twilight.
Yes.
That was huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That was huge. Yeah, but that was one of our favorite cartoons though, growing up. Beauty and the Beast.
That was dramatic all the way.
Go ahead.
It says, as a drunken man staggered in his vomit, right? And then I'll just read the next two. It says, neither shall there be any work for Egypt.
Yep, and that's why you need to be a man there, because they do this thing called pivoting. You know, different ideas. They have to pivot the idea based upon what's going on within people in the herd. Like you don't hear about CBIT, you don't hear about the variants, you don't hear about the bird thing. All you're hearing because they had to pivot. They looked at how many people were against it, how many people were for it, and what's going on, and it's not working right now. This is the temperature, so we gotta go this way. And that's how this guy works.
Yeah, so we can bring in this madman, so
Right.
whatever goes wrong, people will blame the madman.
Exactly.
People are already hating on him,
Yeah.
so if anything goes wrong, it was that guy.
Exactly. They're clean, so-called.
Exactly.
You know?
Goes on to say, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do, right? So we're going into those leaders, man, and the leaders and the system, that system that rides this beast from Egypt. Hey, that's why I mentioned the thing real quick about the biometrics, because he's back again. The Lord put him back for him to fulfill his role, right, in Egypt, right, as the spearhead system that rides the beast. Going into the next verse, last point on that, it says, in that day shall Egypt be likened unto a woman, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking, right? Inward agitation, that's how it starts. This is a battle for the mind, and the literal shaking is going to come to that place. We know about that.
And that's what's gonna bug them out mentally.
That's right.
The things that shaking is gonna be like situations.
They build bunkers, all kinds of stuff they build. I'm talking about the head and branch, but
Yeah,
go ahead, brother.
yeah, the shaking is gonna be, you know, all the perplexities.
Yep.
That's what caused them to bug out because
Just like Egypt.
exactly. Yeah.
All right, shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, right? Yahushua, right? The king of terrors, right? We meditate terrors. Terrors. Say it right, not terrors. Terrors. Right? Simply put. It says, why which he shaken over it. So yeah, king of terrors, he's inside the minds of these people, right? And he uses his voice to bring that. Right? And also his angels, man. So, hey, you people, you keep doing what you're doing. You keep talking. Keep talking your game, man. But the king of terrors, man, he's the one that's causing you to talk your game. Right? And that inward agitation is a beautiful thing for the men of the Lord. It's a blessing for us because he said that he's going to shake his house.
Hey, but that's why the plane crashes are so spiritual, because all those people thought they were just gonna live their life and go about wickedness on the day to day. That's why that plane crash is spiritual, man.
Yeah.
They were on that plane, they were proud. Hey, I'm 5 minutes away. About to land. Hello?
How you got service up there so quick?
Olympians. You had Olympians on that ship, on that.
Oh yeah, you had doctors, you had lawyers. That's some serious people, man.
That's a foreshadowing.
Yeah, a bunch of Luciferians on that fucking plane. Thought they were gonna come down and do some wickedness. Most I say, cut that shit now.
We should bring this up. Since these brothers are going into people, right? Just stupid people. So this is Wikipedia, useful idiot. It says it says a useful idiot or useful fool is a pejorative description of a person, suggesting that the person thinks they are fighting for a cause without fully comprehending the consequences of their actions.
Like a criminal, right? That's why Esau set up the prison industrial complex. I can't blame Esau for saying, I'm gonna take all these unproductive niggas, make them commit crime, which is gonna pump them through the court system, which is gonna make me money. I get to send my kids to school to be lawyers and judges, and they're gonna make money off of you dumb niggas that think that you're fighting for a block that we own. We're gonna be the fucking owners of the block. When we kick you out of the block and you downgrade the property value, we'll buy the area from you at a friggin' low cost, pump up the price, and then put you in the prison system, and your government is gonna have to pay us to house you. So great, man.
There are companies in there that make money off of that.
Yo.
A lot of those prisons will be making woodwork, cabinetry.
They were the ones fighting on fire, the wildfires in LA. Yeah, God. They were making Victoria's Secret. Yeah, they were making pennies.
Inmates
What's the one in Texas? I think they,
Yeah, hold on, brothers, hold on, let the brother finish.
It says,
Hold on.
it says, without, so suggesting that the person thinks they are fighting for a cause without fully comprehending the consequences of their actions, and who does not realize they are being manipulated by the cause's leaders or by other political players. The term was often used during the Cold War in the Western Bloc to describe non-communists regarded as susceptible to communist propaganda and psychological manipulation. And it says, Stalin described his converts as useful idiots. So this useful idiot, the useful idiots have destroyed every nation in which they have seized power and control. It is presently happening at an alarming rate in the U.S. It is difficult to free fools from the chains they revere. Yeah.
That's great. That's boastful, man. This devil is saying that knowing its own history. Talking about useless idiots basically damage everything they do. What about your history?
Mm-hmm.
And you know it. So then you reason in your history. That's why these devils, they have a saying, there's no repentance of sins. Right? And they link it to what's it called? Esau, when he sought no right. So in their mind, the way they reason that is that they were given light, the Most High was jealous, so he rejected them. That's how they reason with them. They don't reason that you fucked up and what you did was wrong. That's why the Most High did that. So in their mind, it's like they were set up by Satan to be the next, the next God, so to speak, kind of thing. That's true. That's
Hey,
wicked. That's powerful.
Like they said in the X of Magneto's like, let the pawns go first. That's what you do, right? Especially if you know how to play chess, right? You're going to sacrifice your pawn, right? Because you got to protect the king, you got to, protect your area.
The Wire is teaching you chess.
Oh, I love that. I'm watching The Wire now. I'm on season 5 again. We've been watching it since 4020.
Yeah, it's a good show, man.
Good show, man.
Wire that was done in Baltimore.
Yeah. Con.
There's this ladder, there's this like what do you call it? Classification, right? Where they have an idiot at the bottom, right, which is a self-preservation, and then they have other levels. They have a low-grade imbecile, which is simple menial work, a medium imbecile, which is simple manual work, a high-grade imbecile, which is complex manual work, and then a moron, which is work requiring reason and judgment. Right? And then when you look at moron, it's from 1910, medical Latin, one of the highest class of feeble-minded persons. Wow.
Hey, it's just like the TV show this brother taught me to watch, showed me to watch, Severance. They're idiots, man. Like, they're just they're downgraded mentally. They're just there in the office just doing a bunch of dumb shit. You know what I mean? They're rewarded with the stupidest thing. Just, here you go. Like, you know, some dumb shit, man. Yeah, we're degenerates. That's how most people are, man.
Yeah. You know what? That's what that movie Tron from back in the day.
Oh yeah,
that was basically too, because it was people being programmed, and then people were being sacrificed. That's why they had the games.
I don't remember. I gotta watch it.
They had the games, and then there was certain people who like they didn't want to be sacrificed, and they had to be in the game. And then it was like, I think for deletion, it was like this terminology they used about something about deletion.
Didn't they make a new one?
Yeah, there's making a new one called Tron, called Ares.
I remember the old one.
There's making a new one. I think it might come out this year called Tron Ares, which means war.
That's right.
Jared Leto's supposed to be in it. Jared Leto, that fucking demon.
No, but that's going into what you just read. That's why the scripture says, knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of that time. And really, those fools that you're talking about in our thing is IUIC, because they militarize their movement. The elites can't wait to use them. It's going to be so easy to demonize us because you're moving military, like a military. We're not supposed to move that way, man. We're not a military, bro.
Prisoners of war.
We're prisoners of war.
Commanding General Johanna.
This is Baruch 4:1. Baruch 4:1, and it says, "This is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it, and walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated. Right? And Jacob essentially takes on these things, and they don't understand that they have an enemy. And because they don't know their heritage, they don't know essentially how they don't know what their enemies, and they don't know how their enemy fights. So it's essentially they're just taking bullets, and they don't know who's attacking them. Essentially, where it's coming from. Khan.
Getting hit.
Khan. So they're
Just getting hit.
exactly
Like that, what's that show called? What was it? The Corner? And they started, no, which one of you? It was, it was like a scene and Jake they started shooting at each other and they didn't even know who shot and they just started busting shots at
That's how Jake is.
a wild bull in a net.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, God. Yeah, just like you just read. That's our people. Our people just do things and they don't know what they're doing. That's why we're at the head of every movement. Civil rights, gay, women's lib, feminism. We're always there.
Abortion.
Done. So with that, we're gonna close up. We're gonna give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh. Double honor to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. And I'm bound to share in truth and sincerity and peace and mercy to the whole full elect, starting with the 144,000 that's pushing his word in truth and sincerity across the whole course of the earth. Lord willingness to edify to the whole full elect. Above all.
Shalom to the whole full elect.
The elect.
Wow.
Yeah, I tried. When they were, but
Yeah, I know. Slovakia about that.
yeah. What is that? Sorry, first